It's not Sunday. It's Friday. What are we doing live, Alicia?
I don't know. That's why it's a Freaky Friday.
It's a Freaky Friday here on Unturned Pages. I hope you all had an amazing week. I am about to kick off my weekend tomorrow by flying to Detroit and going to Eloise on Sunday.
I'm excited for you.
I'm so excited. And
I'll be with you in spirit.
And I'll be doing TikTok lives and Facebook lives, so you all can take part in that. You'll see me do a solo on the 5th floor, which I'm super excited about because that's like the most haunted floor at Eloise.
Isn't that where you heard screams?
Mm-hmm. We are live on TikTok as well, so if you are on TikTok, feel free to hop over there as well. It is under mine, Jenny L. Davis 85, I believe is my TikTok handle. We're going to try this today because Adam is a big TikToker, and we're going to try to pull some of his people onto the show via TikTok. So if you see me hunching over this way, it's me checking the live feed of TikTok here. But tonight, our guest is Adam Kimmell, who, if you've ever gone to Madison Seminary or FCI, Fairfield County Infirmary in Ohio, you know him because he is the owner. If you ever been to ISS, Indiana State Sanitarium, he helps that location as well. So he owns 2 and helps several other ones, including Billy Creek Village. But he hasn't popped on yet, so we're just going to hang out and talk and do a little spiel of information here. Unturned Pages t-shirts are still available. I have a low amount of on-hand t-shirts available. A few different sizes are sold out, but if you're interested, feel free to send me a message. They are $25 plus shipping. Hoodies, long sleeves, zip-ups are now available for pre-order. Feel free to message me. Long sleeves are $35. Zip-ups and hoodies are $45 plus shipping. They are amazing.
What about straight jackets?
I haven't found someone to make me straight jackets.
I'm just kidding.
We need some Unturned Pages straight jackets. God dang, that's a good idea. That would be funny, right? Maxi Mollis, I have, I think, 3 or 4 left. So if you want one, feel free.
Oh, you're cutting out real bad.
Oh, can you hear me now? All right, Wi-Fi says it's all good.
Yeah.
Maxi Mollis is still available for $44 plus shipping. Thank you to our sponsors, Small Town Productions, Larry Eisler III, and Breaking Fate Entertainment with Willie Atkins. So go show them some love. Check them out on Facebook, YouTube, all of that fun jazz. They are amazing people, amazing companies. So go check out their work and their upcoming events. Next event I will be at is Kelly and Chris's psychic and paranormal event next weekend, or not next weekend, the 19th in Dubuque, Iowa. So come out and see me. Then you'll see me at Booze on the Battleship the following weekend. Super excited. Hold on 1 second. No. So come and see me in North Carolina if you're in that area. Upcoming guests this week, Sunday. Alicia has Southern Fried Spirits on, so come and check that out as well on Sunday. You get 3 shows this week. Last Sunday, today, and Sunday. You have shows almost 3 days this week. Paranormal Breakdown is coming down very fast. It is July 18th and 19th in Broadhead, Wisconsin. So make sure you come out and see everyone. There's an amazing lineup available. Gettysburg Battlefield Bash is coming up very fast as well. That is the weekend after Paranormal Lockdown in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. So you guys can come out to either one of those and see me. And then I will be at Dark Arts and Oddities Con in DeKalb, Illinois, November 15th and 16th. Super excited. I don't know where my co-host went. She disappeared. Let's see who's in the chat here. We have Brooke of Wildwood Sanitarium. If you haven't checked out Wildwood Sanitarium, check that out because you will not be disappointed. Addie says he is coming. He is fixing his light. He is coming. So, you gotta make sure your lights are working to make perfect video, right? And then we have Lily in the chat from Haunted Happy Hour. And then we have Paranormal Lockdown. We just talked about you guys in this amazing event. We have her coming up, my mom. And then Addie says he's coming on soon. And then Paranormal Lockdown said if you buy your tickets this weekend, 50% of the sales donated to Paraventure. So you guys go get your tickets for Paranormal Lockdown and then go get tickets because they do go off sale at 10 p.m. Central our time for tomorrow's Paraventure event. So go get your tickets. It's an online event tomorrow from I think 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern time. So get your tickets because it's an amazing event with great celebrities. They just added Dustin Perry yesterday, I believe, for the closing talk. So I'm super excited. We have Heaven, TikTok girl, my friend I'm going to meet super, super soon. And I see our guest is in the back room. But before we add him, let's do who is Adam Kimmell. Hold on, you guys. Give me 1 second to pop this up. I'm going to take us off screen.
Tonight on this investigation.
Oh my God! Let's walk you out for a second. Let's regroup.
We're to save buildings' histories from destruction. Along this journey, my friends and I will recreate events of the past.
I got a bed for you!
To awaken the dead.
I love you!
And bridge the gap between science and psychic phenomena. Follow me as we continue to find and call the resident undead.
That is Resident Undead. He is the owner of Resident Undead, lead investigator with Becca and Jeff Fent and David Woolley and Addie. So let's bring Adam on here. There's the man of the hour.
Let's go!
Let's go!
That's a strong opening right there.
Right?
Find and call the resident undead.
Right?
I love it.
Hello. If anyone has watched this previous episode with Adam and I, a year ago, it's gonna get wild.
Get a little rowdy.
Real rowdy. We are TikTok live, so hopefully I don't get banned tonight.
I was talking to Addie about this. I'm gonna go nice. I don't want anyone else's streams to get banned. I was banned. What was it? Not this last Tuesday, but the Tuesday prior, because it was one of those good lives. It was really good.
It was really good. All of a sudden you were talking, and all of a sudden, boom, God. I was like, wait, what? Oh, he just got banned. He just got banned. Dang.
Yeah, I was like, that's weird. Did I not complete my puzzle piece? So I went to the back, and that's when I read that message. I was like, oh, that's great. That's really good.
That's great. Yeah, right. Yeah. So, Adam, how did you get into the paranormal field? Did you have a haunted house? Did you grow up in a haunted house or?
No, just crazy, right? So actually it's funny when you think about everybody and how they got into this, it's really weird. Like we are the cool kids, but all the cool kids got into the game kind of, oh, no. You got to get her out of the chat.
Patience is cool, okay?
Patience is cool. Hi, Patience. Yeah, so long story short, I love hearing origin stories because, like, how did we all get into this? And we all have the same love and the fascination and the drive and the addiction. Because let's face it, that's what we're doing. We're chasing an experience that we had. And we all remember that first, like, few months. It's that nostalgia time where, like, a lot of weird stuff's happening. You're experiencing the paranormal. You're chasing it more. You're like, man, I want to get another disembodied voice. I want to get another EVP. All across the board, we can agree. So my story is kind of odd because I grew up in Grove City, Pennsylvania, very close to Hillview Manor. But I didn't know this until later. I went to college and our frat house had a haunting in it. It was very weird. Like, but I didn't know shit about the paranormal. Nothing, right? I didn't watch any TV shows. I was just like, you know, when you're young and you read ghost stories. Remember this book, like it's called Scary Stories or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like the closest I got. And we're talking about ghosts, right? So I went to Slip Rock University. It's where dreams go to die. And so I studied there for 5 years. I was doing politics, political science, international security, counterterrorism. Sounds great on paper. It's super boring. And well, anyway, in our frat house, there was stuff going on. Like we'd hear the phantom footsteps. Of course, all the guys brought a Ouija board in there one time because they wanted to see stuff. And we knew some stuff was getting really weird. And the one thing that stuck with me is I was hearing these like little girls giggling. You could hear it upstairs. And no, it wasn't a Thursday mixer. None of the girls stayed over. You know what I mean? Because we did have the parties at the frat house. But I was really intrigued. So I started getting more into it. And it was funny because it was a Paranormal State episode. I was like flicking through channels. And here I see Ryan Buell like walking through his campus. And he's like, I am a paranormal investigator. And I have a research study team here at Penn State University. I'm like, holy shit, I'm at Slippery Rock. Like I partied at Penn State. I have friends that go to Penn State. And they've got what do they do? I remember after watching and he's talking about it, I'm like, I'm sorry, come again. What the hell do you do? Because it was the craziest intro. Like if you've never done anything ghost hunting before and you just watch the old school Paranormal State intro and you're going to be like, what the shit? I remember like staring there with my remote in my hand, just looking at my TV and like, what did I just watch? It was a great show. And I started watching. I'm like, what? This can't be real. Like, it can't be real. So it wasn't until like I started getting more into it. I was watching Ghost Adventures. And I was like, man, this has got to be fake as shit. But like, I was enjoying it. But it was like, it's got to be fake as shit. It's just too crazy, right? Well, this girl I was dating at the time, she got tired of my shit talking. And there was one night I was watching Ghost Adventures. And I was like, I bet that's a producer coming around the corner and he's casting the shadow. And I was like, how do we really know when they catch an EVP? It could have been any time because Bacon's always be like, and at this time we caught this EVP. And I'm like, man, you could have caught that 7 hours ago. You could have caught that somewhere else. There's nothing to reference. So anyway, she looks at me and she's like, Adam, why don't you go out with a recorder into a cemetery by yourself and see for yourself? And I was like, oh no. I was like, that sounds like a stupid idea, but okay. So it's not that I didn't believe, I just didn't want to find out at the same time. Cause I was like, everybody wants to act like they're tough in the beginning. I was chicken shit, dude. And there was this old cemetery and I know I saw Heaven in the chat. I see Brandy Marie. Hello.
There's your caretaker right there, Addie.
Yeah, I love caretaker, handler.
She's sitting right next to you.
Addie,
right?
yes, I see it. Yeah. She's never too far away. The chain doesn't go too far away. So she's always within 10 feet. Anyway, that's not a cry for help. That's just honesty. So
where Addie goes, Addie goes.
Yes. The chain again, it's linked. So anyway, there was this cemetery out by my parents' house in Grove City, Pennsylvania. Well, we were in Mercer, Pennsylvania. It's like right on the border. I even went to Grove City, Mercer right there. Anyway, there's this old ass cemetery that was down the road. And I was like, all right, it's like 3 a.m. I'm going to go out there with I just used a little digital voice recorder and do not empower her. Do not empower her. Do not give her a voice.
She does deal
I'm
with you on a daily basis.
Anyway, I digress. She's getting out of her straitjacket. That's why she's acting up. Her hands are free now. So I go to the cemetery with an old Olympus recorder. It was like the VN 100 model, it was the gold model, right?
Mhm.
And I'm out in the cemetery and I'm thinking how dumb this is. I'm like, this is so stupid, right? I go out to this far corner and I ask 3 questions. Now, I'll have you know that I'm still like in college. I'm like in my 5th year of college. And I said, I can't remember what the first 2 questions were, but the third question was, if there's anything I can tell your loved ones, what would that be? Now, I don't hear anything. It's completely quiet, like no crickets, no wind. And here I am, a grown-ass man in the corner of a cemetery with some of these tombstones dating back to like the early, like 1805, 1806. And I actually had it setting on a tombstone, right? So I sat it there. So it wasn't even like I was holding it, could have been rubbing it. I take it back to her house and I give it to her. She's still up. And I was like, hey, listen to this really quick. I got to go to the bathroom real quick. And I wasn't even gone for like maybe 5-6 minutes. This was before like your smartphones were popular. Like no one goes to the bathroom without their phone. You know, like half the time we're just on our phone when we're in there. So it wasn't too long yet, right? So I come out and she's literally like, she got the blanket over her and she's crying. Like she's like, she was always like theatrical. But anyway, this was super theatrical. And I was like, what? And she goes, you said you were alone. I'm like, all right, I was. But that's a weird response to get from someone, right? So I'm like, what? And she goes, listen to your third question. It said, if there's anything you want me to tell your loved ones, what would that be? And clear class A. At the time, I didn't understand like the quality, but class A response, it goes, help me. I was like, all right, I still get chills because it's like we don't forget that first like EVP, the moment of like, oh shit. So I remember
class A EVP, yeah.
And the whole trajectory could have been changed if I didn't get any EVPs. I may have never dabbled any farther. You know what I mean? So one EVP could change the entire trajectory of a timeline. So for like a week, I kept listening to that, and I kept listening to that, and I was like, no, what? I was like, I kept trying to rationally write it off. And I was like, maybe it was a mosquito or something that went by the microphone, or who knows. But it was so clear. It was a man. Help me. So anyway, I started becoming obsessed, like obsessed. We had more stuff happening at our frat house, things like that. And I'm all twined into this. And it was not much later than that. I know I always said it was like a week later. It was like I finished the semester out because I wanted to party a little more. But it was like right towards the end. I went to my professor and I said, I'm out. I'm not going to go to DC. I had an internship like to go to DC and probably get coffee for a congressman. Because when people say they had internships, okay, you're going to be someone's coffee boy or whatever.
Right.
But I was supposed to go to DC and it was all lined up. And I said to him, I'm dropping out. Like I'm done. I'm going to ghost hunt. And he belly laughed so hard. He thought we were having a good old joke time, and I'm just staring at him, like, dead stare, like smile, that smirk. I was like, no, dude, I'm out. I need to sign my resignation papers. Like, I'm just done. Like, I'm dropping out. Like, it's just done. And he was like, are you serious? And because he would have been my advisor for like the last 5 years at Slippery Rock, Professor Daniels. And so he doesn't believe me first. It happens. It's like long conversation. I told him I got an EVP. I didn't bring the EVP with me. I was like, if you would have heard this, you'd be with me too. And so anyway, I drop out and I become absolutely obsessed. Clearly, I have impulse controls as I'm sitting at the Fairfield County Infirmary. I'm in the White House next to it. We got the Madison Seminary, Indiana State Sanitarium, Billy Green, a little obsessed, right? But it obviously starts like the big things have small beginnings, right? And that I started just buying cameras. I didn't know shit about video editing. I was like, I knew it was important to document it. I knew it was important. And I was like, so I need to do that. And I did like every Novus Ghost Hunter. You just try to buy as much equipment as you can. And then as you get more seasoned, you're like, okay, I just want this, and that. Just a few things that I bring on the investigation. So, yeah. And I do not regret it. I don't regret it one bit because as much as I love politics and I do want to run for mayor of Madison eventually.
You would win that in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah. Dude, the locals love me. They love me. Most of them. 98% of them There's always the one neighbor. You got some neighbors out there that are just not about, I don't know. I think they just don't like their neighbors in general. But so I don't regret it all. I've met amazing people through this. And, like there's so much in the community. And now again, and what got me banned in my TikTok live was talking about the bad people, but the one thing I love about this, and I don't regret it, is meeting so many like-minded people, so many cool people, and doing what we've built something that I've never seen it duplicated anywhere else. Like I know there's like places that do this, but the magnitude that we're building it in, the vibe check, it's a god dang vibe check, dude, that everybody passes in our camp. So yeah.
Right. And I'm super excited because I get to finally meet you after 10 years this June, finally.
Just a mere decade, Jen.
Just a mere almost decade of being friends on Facebook. Mm-hmm. So we finally get to meet at FCI Con. I'm super excited.
You're gonna love it. FCI Con is the beginning. Is this a future little ghost hunter you have here?
Yes, she loves ghost hunting.
Good evening. How old is she? My son's 14.
He's 7.
7.
Cool.
Very cool.
Hold on 1 second. Alicia, ask a question.
Hello, Alicia.
Hello. Nice to meet you. I've been quiet just listening to you.
Those Italians, so annoying, right? Italians, man.
No. I just was trying to be respectful. Yeah, I thought that was cool. Like you just did a whole 180 after 5 years, like studying politics and all that, and just straight going to paranormal. Like, and now look where you are today. Like, that's awesome. Like, I just watched your stuff too, the jail that you did. And it's good shit. You got some good quality stuff out there on YouTube for free. I mean, come on now.
I don't even put ads into it because it's like I hate doing that. Like I hate asking for money for anything. Like so, like it always feels weird. Like I get it. There are content creators that have to do that. I'm just like I want to put it out. It takes a lot of work to do it, and that's one thing I love about Resident Dead. Now you didn't notice the title. I'm very anti-demon. I mean, we can get into this rant. Mm-hmm. This might have been one of the reasons I also got sniped on TikTok because it was right after it got real. And
yes.
Now we'll go deeper. So this is a 101 to a 105. And the one thing, hey, Holly's here now. The one thing I remember when I first got into the paranormal, the demon propaganda is shoved down your throat so quickly and soon. Like you can't get into this game and avoid that, right?
Yeah.
What I really like about people is when you are in it for a while and you become seasoned, you start to, you can tell who's been in the game for a while because we're like looking at the sidelines like, what about the demons? What's happening? And on TikTok, I got Father Ken. I talked to him when I wanted to debate a demonologist.
You still need
and no one came out. And it's very interesting because I got friends that, put tags in as demonologists. And it's just, I just want to have a civil conversation saying like, why you think you can hold that title? Because I know the Vatican hasn't blessed you. The Pope didn't. You are now my exorcist or all this shit. And I just want to think, was it because you read a book? Did you get an online certificate? You read the A through Z demons and stuff. And that just bothers me. And I get it's just clickbait. At the end of the day, if we call it as it is, it's just clickbait. But where I can be like, what I'm doing is when you are watching like a Resident Undead episode, that is how I believe, through my perspective, to do an investigation that has substance, depth, and it's just it never once in an RU episode do we shove a narrative down your throat. There's Becca.
There's Becca.
I know her. I know
I will hope you know her.
I know her. She's actually, we get into psychic phenomena here in a second because we'll get into all this. The night is young. But never once do I throw a narrative down anyone's throat that this must be so-and-so. Like, think about when you hear the history of a location. What are the odds out of the existence of the location you're at that the historical overview you are given has anything to do with the haunting you're going to experience that night?
Right.
Bold statements. I've made enemies from that statement because it's like, no, if we go to this castle and it's Sir Edward that was haunting it and he lived here and he died here, the reason a chair goes flying is it's Sir Edward. It's like, shut up. No, it's not. You don't know that. You don't know that. That has anything to do with that. But it's very open-ended. So like if you just watch the jail episode, we were at Old City Jail. Yeah. You know what I mean? It allows people to use it as a guideline. So if you go to the jail, you can be like, okay, well, when Resident Dead was here, this is what they're picking up on. But it's not to lead someone's investigation. It's to basically be the guidebook of what happened when we were there. Mm-hmm. And here's another weird thing about that. Is it even possible that a team could duplicate the same stuff? You know, it's very hard, you know? Mike, I saw a lizard at Yorktown Hospital. That I thought you were talking about like a kind of worker that may have been hanging outside. So we're not trying to get banned, right? But it could have been a demon.
It could have been a demon. We call them
up here in Ohio. We call those lot lizards. But I saw a lizard at Yorktown.
We got some of those around here too.
Yeah. Those are not demons that we are aware of yet. But good to know at Yorktown. So, but the demon, and I get it. I think what is silly about it is when you really have a conversation about demons, there's nothing to back that shit up with, right? Jesus, Michael.
If you don't know Michael,
hold back.
Let's just say this: if you don't know Michael Gagliano, add him on Facebook because he will brighten your day every single day. YouTube would click so well. He's a comedian for his job. And now he's diving into the paranormal. He's on Steam Beacon. Yeah, YouTube would click super well.
He's hilarious.
So like, I get it though. But here's the thing: I get it's clickbait. You want to get people. It's the best way. I even use the hashtags because I'm hacking the system.
Oh yeah.
So I hashtag Demon Slayer, Demonologist, Demon, and then in the title I shit talk. I'm like, you'll see it. It's like no demon found. No demon found. No demon found. And it's just like, but if you have a conversation, you think how silly it is. It's like fairy tales. It's like you want to believe. It is so much more rational thinking. And we will win this. I swear to you, I am shameless. I am petty. We will win this war of the demons versus non-demons. It is much more understandable and likely that you're just dealing with bad people. Because in life, when you think of someone that makes you angry, all right, here we go. This is clickbait right here. When you think of someone who makes you angry, is it a person you know, or is it a demon from the biblical times?
It's a demon.
It's a demon.
Just kidding.
I was like, oh, yeah. You get what I mean? Like, who thinks of the worst thing I've ever experienced was a demon? It's like, it was my ex. It was my mother-in-law. You know what I mean? Like, no one thinks a demon. But that's funny. But when you investigate, it's a demon. Like, I don't know, man. It's like a certain parameters you put to something because it's supposed to be that way, and it's just it's dumb. It's dumb.
It's dumb, yeah.
Well, and then there's all these people that are out there. It's like, oh, this place has a demon, and you go there, and there's absolutely no like traces or whatnot of that even being there. The energy is totally like not that at all. Like
no, and I've heard the counter argument. It's like you can't confirm or deny. Well, the thing about the paranormal is you really can't confirm or deny anything, right? It's you know, you can get your EVPs, and I've always said this before. There's no receipt to an EVP. Like if a spirit, you ask for its name and it gives you the name, and it says a name like my name is Sarah, whatever. Someone would be like, well, a demon will never tell you its name because that gives you power over the demon. Yep. Like, okay, all right, okay. But it's just like, but there's no receipt. I think humans lie, and these spirits we believe currently are also human. They were human at one time. They're ghosts now, but they lied when they were alive. They can lie when they're dead. I have recorded so many times. I've got an EVP that says demon or Lucifer, and it's like, I think they're playing, dude. They're playing. Right. Like, think about it. We die. How many times with our friends do we say, "When I die, I'm going to haunt you. I'm going to haunt you so hard. Right. And I'm going to say the craziest shit to you." Well, okay. Well, then we already believe that notion that we have the free will to say anything on the other side. Yes, we're going to say demon. We're going to say Lucifer. I remember the first time I got EVP Lucifer. It was during a public hunt. And everybody heard it was Class A. I was like, Lucifer. And there were some people freaking out because you got a lot of newbies that come to paranormal ghost hunts, the first, like the group ones. And I had to make an epic speech. I said, Lucifer, we've heard you loud and clear. And you know what, Lucifer? You have one hell of a busy schedule. And if you made time out of your schedule to make that left turn and not the right turn, you land in Madison, Ohio, because we have an amazing Walmart. Thank you for coming out here. So yeah, it's just very unlikely. It's unlikely. I know that there's no doubt that I will, when I pass away, I will haunt Madison Seminary, Fairfield County Infirmary, occasionally make the trek over to Indiana State and Billy Creek and Stark Saloon and all these places. And you just got to think, like, imagine a team comes in and they're being annoying as shit. Like, you got to think, teams come in constantly.
Right.
Not everybody can pass the vibe check. Like, even when we're meeting them and stuff for the first time, we don't know. I don't know what a team does after they're in the building by themselves. That's their time, right?
Right.
And just imagine we're sitting there and we see these people and like, douchebags, look at them. But you realize that there could be some escape velocity if you say demon, like over that recorder and say demon, it'll scare the shit out of them, right? May get them to leave. It may feed the fire, because you see some of these TikTokers that are like, they're like, I should be careful. This is what I think got me sniped, because this impersonation was amazing. But like,
if we get booted, it's Adam's fault, you guys.
Thank you. And I was saying, like, when you watch a lot of these lives, they talk about there's a demon here. And hey, fam, I hate when they say that. That is the most cringe shit I have ever seen. Fam, we do this for you. And if we can reach our 1,000 dino nuggets, we're going to do a solo in the demon room. And I'm like, my God, are you people eating this shit up? Is it that easy? Is it that easy? Like, unbelievable. And there are people that do not ghost hunt that they think that's real. They have been misled. But again, this comes back to a seasoned investigator looks at it. We're squinting. We're like, what the shit? There was one live I was watching, and I've learned we don't get banned as long as we don't say names. Maybe I'll save that for one of my lives later, say names again. I did drop names, but
you did.
It was like they were saying that their family was being, they had a demon call out to them, and it was saying their names of their families and stuff. And they were like, this is putting our family at risk. This is dangerous, but we're doing this for you, fam. And I've never belly laughed harder. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
How do they not know that it's one of their past relatives?
Oh, 100%.
You know?
Yeah.
Sounds like paranormal.
Oh shit! I just won something on eBay. Oh no! Oh no! I was just playing. Oh shit!
Oh shit! Oh.
You won. You know when you do bids, and I was just getting on there. I'm like, there's no way. I put this low ball bid in for a new security cam. They're like $600, and someone's like, on it new, never opened it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna lowball you. Ooh, okay. Anyway, I won. Congratulations, confetti. So. Yeah, that stuff's just really interesting. And I think Heaven just said it here. I think it was Heaven's comment saying that, there is a large base manipulated. And let's face it. Yes, I agree. It's acting for those that don't know or investigate, because I have had so many kids come through Madison and Fairfield that when they talk to me, they're like, we're a little disappointed. And I'm like, oh shit. And they're like, no, you're great. Because I'm great. But your hospitality is amazing. The property looked beautiful. We were under the impression this was going to be so haunted from what we see on YouTube. And I was like, yeah, dude, that's crazy, isn't it? I see it too.
Right.
It's not. They're being misled. And there's so many kids that are just, it's gonna work out in the beginning. The reason I don't care about these people and what they're doing, you're bringing so many people into this game. Like, you're making me a lot of money. Like, so many more people are interested than ever. Cool. And you know what? We'll course correct those people, because the longer they stay in the game, they see how dumb that is.
Right.
And then those people you look at, you're like, wow, they're actually novice. They're just actors. So you're on borrowed time. Again, there will always be people that believe. And I've argued with those people before. They've came in my live before. You've seen it. Like, why do you hate Thanos? And I'm like, oh my God, here we go. And it's like, I don't know, because they suck. I don't know what else to say. Like, they're fake. And they will defend it because it's so funny. It's so easy to fool people with what they believe they're seeing, right? Mm-hmm. They believe in it. I'm like, why do you think they're great? I saw this happen. I saw that. And I'm like, excellent. Have you ever watched a magician before, though? Because magicians are very good at distracting you, especially on a live, when you have one camera and that's the eyes of like 1,000 to 5,000 people. That's a lot of control because the audience is only allowed to see what they allow you to see.
Right.
Yep.
I digress.
Oh, hold on. Somebody just asked a question. Hold on a second. I gotta get back to it. Do you think Bigfoot is real or is it interdimensional?
I have a lot of friends that are into Bigfoot. I've said a joke and they do not find this funny, but I'll say this. Maybe this will make someone laugh. Where's the dumb one, right? Where's the one that wanders off? Imagine if a bunch of humans had to hide. But I'll get into this answer, Bobby. This is a really good one. It's a good question. Like, where's the dumb one that's like, no, there, don't go down there. That's where like, if we had to hide as humans, we're done, dude. We're done. We're cooked. There's always gonna be that one person that just like kind of wanders off. So that's where my mind went at first. I'm like, where's that one that just wandered out and was like, oh no, I left the village. But is it possible? I would lean more towards interdimensional. And that gets into prison planet theory. Is probably you like the idea that, you know, there were reports from the Wild West of when the gold rush was happening, of these people migrating to go get gold. And there was one report that these gold miners were walking down a path and suddenly there's this 8-foot hairy man staring at them. They're freaked out. And right before they could get their weapons out to go at it, all of a sudden the thing just flashed and it was gone.
Right.
Yeah. And Bobby, that's a good statement. Actually, there's a difference. But yeah, so like Bigfoot is interesting. It's everything. I when it comes to cryptids, I haven't looked into it much. I know there's a lot of weird stuff going on. I mean, guys, just like what 3 months ago, if anyone had on their bingo card, aliens are real
in the ocean.
In the ocean. That makes sense. We can't get to the ocean. My guess would have been on the far side of the moon, because if you think about it, we can't get to that side. Like this gets back to another thing of seeing what you believe. I use this as another example. I was talking to my son Atticus, and I said, you need to find the answers for yourself, because we talk about all these weird stories. I talk about aliens with them, secret operations during World War II, all these things. And I said, I want to show you how easy it is to fool a generation just by them seeing something. Right. So in 1969, allegedly, we went to the moon, right? Somehow we solved the problem of the Van Allen belt, which is a massive belt of radiation. We got through that. And if you ever take a picture or take a look at the original space shuttle, this looks like a 5th grader's project for a science project that you're showing. And you're like, oh, that thing's going to go through space. Very cool. And if you remember, I think it was Buzz Aldrin that passed away. It was the cockpit fire. Look into something like that, because this little side quest is he was complaining. I think it was Buzz. No, maybe it wasn't Buzz. Glenn. Anyway, sorry at the time. One of the astronauts that they perished in the capsule before takeoff. It's ironic because he was complaining that this isn't going to work. The panel, like the system isn't ready to go. And then he mysteriously, I think they had an operation to do this. And what I believe happened was when JFK put the order in that we're going to go to the moon because we're afraid that the Russians put Sputnik up. They're beating us. They got Sputnik up there. And so what do? We flex harder. We're like, nah, don't worry about that. We're not even going to worry about satellites. We're going to the moon. And someone after they heard JFK say that, they're like, oh shit, they're on the space. Like, did he just say moon? We were going to go to the moon. And NASA's got to be freaking out. What do? Hollywood is the best answer. So we're going to literally film the moon landing, because how the hell in 1969 do you live broadcast across from the moon? Think about it. I mean, we know it. We know. We can feel it. You're like, this is a lie. Think of all your exes that have told you these crazy stories. Imagine your manipulative ex giving you a gaslit story like, yeah, I went to the moon, babe. And then I live streamed it for the entire nation to watch. And then I made it back, and I made it back as well. Like, you just know you were told that, but when you really start to think about it, in your fibers of your being, you're like, no, that's not right. Well, anyway, getting back to what I said to Atticus, I said, I'm going to show you how easy it is to fool a generation as long as they see it. I bring my dad downstairs, like, hey, Dad, we were over at my parents' house. We were putting up our Xboxes there. I was like, hey, Dad, come down here for a second. He comes down. He's like, what do you want? And I was like, hey, I got a question for you. I said, did we land on the moon? And he goes, yeah. And no hesitation. I said, oh, that's interesting. Why do you believe we landed on the moon? And you know what he said? I watched it live on television. I said, oh. And I bumped Atticus for a second because I said, I know what your grandpa's going to say. He's very smart, but you got to think like our parents were gaslit on a lot of things. We're finding out what happened to JFK. Like I knew,
Right.
like, dude, you're going to tell me that this random gunman is like, does this? No, we know that there were two accomplices to it. I've read a lot of the Warren report. I'm a nerd. If anyone doesn't know this by now, I'm a nerd. The Warren report talking about the assassination, and it's called the magic bullet theory, that this bullet did all these trajectories. Are you serious? It's almost like if we have an authority figure that tells us something, it's like we've been trained to believe it. Like,
Yeah.
that's bullshit. And we're starting to find out it was an inside job. Like, yeah, 100%. JFK was calling out the CIA as being corrupt. He wanted to shatter that organization. So that organization, in their best interest, was get rid of him. And that's a shame because JFK was a phenomenal president and he would have went on to do amazing things. But
yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of weird. It's like this is a time of enlightenment. Like it's happening. And I always thought that stuff was like, nah, when they say that, like we're close to the big enlightenment where it's an awakening, right? And I used to laugh when I heard that stuff. I'm like, now people aren't waking up, but it is happening. People are waking up and they're starting to realize that everything we've been told is really
not true.
Not true.
So you're into conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
I love the shit. And you're right. If they were live streaming back then why weren't they live streaming this whole time on everything like we are now?
Some will argue that the military has technology that's 50 years more advanced than us. Okay, cool. I hear your argument, but it still doesn't hold. Like, it's just the operation is too extreme, and to go that smooth is now. I don't doubt that we went back later. I'm not against that because you gotta, eventually plant a flag out there and do all this stuff because someone is going to go there with a rover. But it's just interesting. And then if you look at our history, I guess Jenny, I didn't think we were going to go this hard. We're 43 minutes in?
Yeah, we're 43 minutes in.
Not strong enough
Just
for
like
this.
this last time.
All right. So
I want more time.
Right.
Yeah, I told you would love him.
It's like you look at human history, the pyramids, they found the big tubes underneath. I think it's the second pyramid of Gaza, which I'm sure all of them have it. It's interesting because they say like the victors write the history books, right? Mm-hmm. So I was telling this to Atticus, my son, these are the weird conversations we had. I said, it's interesting because after the war is over, World War II, we didn't obviously get that German leader, that very specific German leader. He got away and he went to Argentina. The Argentinian government released these files recently saying that when Berlin was being attacked by Russian artillery, they claimed that they had him in a bunker with Eva Braun's, I think his name is. And they stormed the bunker. We don't ever see the body. And then some will argue that's so you don't have a martyr. It was like with bin Laden, why we never saw the body. They threw him out in the ocean because if you bury him somewhere, he becomes a martyr, things like that. And had they done that with that German leader, people may have went to the cemetery where he was at and they made like a memorial out of it, right? But when the Russians said, here is the skull of that leader, they were allowed to do a DNA test to it. The skull came back as that of a female, right? Mm-hmm. So they got through the rat lines. I'm quite sure they were ready for this. Rat lines were these tunnels all throughout Germany leading to exit points. These the submarines, the U-2 boats, they loaded them up with all these commanders, all these generals, very occultish items, by the way. That's a whole other side quest. The things they were loading that they raided across Europe. Mm-hmm. 2 groups of subs left. One group went to Argentina, and that's where the generals and the high ranking and the man himself went. And then the other group allegedly went to Antarctica. And that's a whole other rabbit hole of like why there are restricted areas in Antarctica. Why can't we go down to Antarctica? I think they found something. They either found something of the Fourth Reich or they found something alien. So anyway, I digress.
And Holly says I should keep you in wrangled in. I'm like,
Holly knows. Holly knows.
You can't keep him wrangled in. Like, we can't. Sorry. Like, I haven't even met him in person yet, but I don't think I can keep him wrangled. Hattie can't even keep him wrangled in.
If she's had at least 2 coffees she's actually drinking her second coffee for the day. So she's becoming strong enough. She's becoming
strong enough to keep you wrangled in.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see about that. So, what is your thoughts about the mimic theory? Because I know we talked about this on your TikTok live several times. And it always
mimic theory. So for anyone that has not heard of mimic theory, it's one of the theories I discussed when I'm talking about Sarah's room in Madison. And heaven, yeah. I've learned now, I've been on live so many times now, I know there's things that I can't say. I've been flagged many times.
Oh yeah. For people who don't know, where is Madison and who is Sarah?
Okay, yes. The Madison Seminary is an old beautiful structure, 32,000 square feet, multiple purposes. It was a school at one time. Then the Women's Relief Corps purchased it. They built the entire Ohio Cottage wing. The Department of Health would take it over. They had it for several years. The police department in Madison would operate out of it. There she is to the right.
The one on the right.
MadCon 8. Look at that beauty.
She is beautiful. She is big.
It's so big you can't even see the other. There's a Civil War wing. To the right. And so there is a haunting there. And I know there's many owners that I don't think I can think of another owner that would actually question the haunting of their property. Most owners are like, yeah, I got 7 demons here. And you're going to find this. And that's Ed's room there. And that's John's room and Joe's room over there. Like, it's so specific. And I remember the reason I got into a fight with Grant Wilson on Ghost Hunters, he asked me a question. He goes, what's haunting your building? And this gets into mimic. Don't worry. I'm staying in my lane. He goes, what is haunting this building? What do you believe as the owner? You what do you think? And I was like, I don't know. And he looks at me. He's like, what do you mean you don't know? And I didn't like his tone. So if you ever see this, Grant, it was your tone that I didn't like. The way you question, what do you mean you didn't know?
He's going to get me banned on Facebook here soon.
It's okay. Jenny is innocent. Jenny's innocent. This is all me. It's still me and you, Grant.
Go ban Adam's TikTok.
Anyway, he says that because I'm like, I don't know. It's a revolving door. And I started getting into the foreign and domestic hauntings. What is that? A foreign haunting is something that we bring to the location. Like right now I've got a team investigating the Fairfield County Infirmary. There is a team at Madison tonight. What did they bring into my buildings? I don't know. I don't know. Because do you think every team, there's been thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people that have walked through these doors. And we know mathematically someone brought something with them, indirectly or directly. So the domestic haunting, though, is what I would assume is there before anyone investigated or was bringing stuff in. But then again, what really is domestic? Because people that weren't ghost hunting, maybe they have things following them anyway, and you're contaminating places without even realizing it. But so let's assume a place had never been ghost hunted before. First team walks in. Assuming they have no attachments on them, that would be the most clean domestic haunting you're ever going to get. Because after that, the location is contaminated. So when it comes into mimics, and this is what I was arguing about, I think in the 7-minute mark of this, saying that, how do you know the history you're given has anything to do with the haunting? So when Shelley walks through the Madison Seminary and she's giving a tour, the ghosts are hearing a cheat sheet.
Right.
They're hearing, as Shelley walks through, she talks about Elizabeth Stiles, the Civil War widow that passed away in the building and is buried in the cemetery next door. Then she goes down and talks about Blanche Jacobs and some of the other inmates. Then she goes over and talks about Dilbert Nixon, a superintendent from the 1950s, and so on. But how many names are really said through that tour, right?
Right.
Maybe talk about like 5 particular people, 6 particular people. That building had hundreds of people come through it. How do we know that those star players are there and it's not other spirits that are misidentified? No one knows they're there. and they just become that haunting. And that gets into mimic theory. And I think this is plaguing, I would actually say 100% of properties, is that it's very interesting that when a team goes in and they talk about the history, they're already in that filter. So they're going to find things that are historically relevant, because anything that happens, they lead it back to, well, that must be so-and-so. That must be so-and-so, you know? But really, you could be talking to something that was brought there by a team that just decided to stay, that has nothing to do with the property, but is playing the game of mimic.
Right. Hold on one second. StreamYard just went crazy and banned Holly. I didn't do it. So I'm messaging her real quick and saying, hey, I didn't block you.
It was the way she was yelling at me, Jenny, when you left for a second. She started yelling at me. She's like, just so you know, I don't even like you. Jenny's not here right now, but I don't like you. I was like, dude, what? What now? She was actually very sweet. She's sweet. I'm not sure why they banned her. They must have got the wrong account.
Right? I don't know. It's like all of a sudden it pops up on my end like, hey, this person was blocked. I'm like, what? And I can't unblock them. Like, what the heck? I don't know.
I'm back. I got kicked out.
Alicia, when you were doing stuff, did you accidentally block Holly?
Dude, everybody's getting banned but me. Yeah! Let's go. Sorry.
I didn't touch anything besides something happened and then I lost StreamYard, so then I had to get back in.
Weird.
So, and then it wasn't working. It was just circling. So I left again and now I'm back, but I didn't do anything else.
She's back. Now she's, I don't know. I don't get it because it's on my end says this person was blocked. I don't know.
Nice, dude.
Right?
Hey, I'm still here. We're all good. Still here. This is very new for me. This is new for me to see other people get blocked and banned and all this stuff. This is very refreshing.
Right? Like, what the heck? I don't know.
What did I miss?
Right?
Jenny was talking mad shit. She didn't really like you.
Oh, yeah?
I was talking bad shit about you, Alicia.
You didn't. You were only gone for, it wasn't too long. It was like, what, 3 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't long. No, I saw I just thought you got disconnected there for a second.
Yeah, no worries.
But
it's Adam's bad luck, is what she said.
Bring the bad juju with me. Yeah, damn, Holly. Damn.
If my Facebook is hacked or disabled, I'm going to blame Adam.
Yeah. I don't know what we were ranting about. There was something. Mimics. So
Mimics.
It's just that I think when it comes down to it, I'm really doubting the validity of the haunting of Sarah, that it's a little girl that's haunting it. Oh, it's haunted. Don't get me wrong. There is something very batshit crazy about Sarah's room.
Yeah.
Crazy EVPs. I've had people get scratched in that room. It's trust me, it's got something happening. But here comes something I was talking about Resident Undead. Is never once do we try to change something about the property. Do we put it into law that something is there, right?
Yeah.
If you watch our most recent episode of Pine Lawn, we talk about what was already established, but we don't walk into a room and if, let's say we got an EVP and it said like Margaret, some like older name or whatever. Mm-hmm. We wouldn't say, guys, this must be Margaret's room. So as we continue, this is Margaret's room, right? There's so many problems with that. And I think what happened, if I can talk some more mad shit, everybody hold on tight. We'll see in this game of roulette who gets banned. I'm batting 2-0. Is that some team went into the Madison Seminary and there's so many unaccountable factors that could have created this problem. You were talking about loved ones, right, Alicia? Mm-hmm. Alicia, like loved ones and things like that. How do we know that that team that did that back prior? I was there in 2010, and they already had a sticky note on the door of Sarah's room. It's allegedly a haunting in Madison. To give the overview again, for anyone who doesn't know, what team went in there and put that sticky note up there? And what a novice, stupid mistake to go into that room and think that the evidence was so concrete. Even if you got an EVP that said, I am Sarah, there are so many more questions to that. Was that something that followed you from the last investigation? It's an attachment. Is it something that followed somewhere around the building? Maybe, you know, that went into that room and now you've dubbed that their room. They weren't even, they just happen to communicate with you there.
Right.
They're not from that room or that region of the building. Or was it something that was brought by another team that had nothing to do? It was a Sarah from somewhere else. It stayed at Madison because it's like, this place is beautiful. I love it. And it happened to talk to them night in that area. And they were like, oh my God, this is a little girl named Sarah, you know. And you can see with some of these very novice investigators, their concrete evidence was probably a REM pod laying there. Hey there, if you're female, I'm gonna give you 1 minute, make that REM pod go off. So you're gonna tell me that's law because your little blinky light went off once. You're like, oh my God, that's a female. And I'm really angry because I don't like the stupidity of this field. Like it's not, you're dumb. You're dumb. So I just want to know what equipment they were using that night. And I don't give two shits if they got an EVP that said Sarah. I don't give a shit because there's no way to confirm anything past that. Okay, you have an intelligent spirit saying Sarah. Cool. But to say it's from Madison, you overstretched hard, dude. So yeah.
I like the question: who, what, when, where, when, why, how, and where. Like those are some really good questions.
And even then, can we believe the spirit? Even if the spirit says, they could be lying. Like, I love joking and shit. Like, I'm probably going to do that in 80 years from now and like say crazy shit. Right. And they're going to, oh my God, it's law. The EVP said that. It's almost like these teams believe whatever the EVP says has to be law. It's like, nah, dude. Like, we had Demon recorded. Like, we know they can say whatever they want.
Or was there something there before that this was built here? Is it from that, you know? Mm-hmm. Or the land, you know, was there a war that took place there and was somebody murdered there during this battle or whatnot, you know?
Well, I think the paranormal community is destroying the paranormal in a sense to the standard we're used to. They gotta let that sink in for a second because that sounds extremely toxic and everyone's gonna hate me. The more we investigate as a community, we are contaminating everything, right? So you think about it, it's almost like we don't think of the question as when does a haunting begin? And this is very valuable to let this sink in. When does a haunting begin? Because we are stepping in the same location these people did as well. So we are leaving a residual signature, and that's called stone tape theory, that our surroundings are recording, right? Every team right now, there's a team, like I said, at Fairfield right here, 150 feet from me. They're investigating the infirmary. They are now contaminating the spot we would all investigate, right? They are leaving a little bit of their signature there. So it is plausible in the future. Let's say one of them goes running down the hallway because they're scared.
So what I did last year at Fairfield.
2 weeks later, I go into that building and I'm working on a ladder. And suddenly in the hallway just next to it, I hear that running, right? It's funny that we assume that must be a spirit from 100 years ago. How do we know that's not from 2 weeks prior? Right. You know, because that's the biggest question. When does a haunting begin? We're imprinting. There's people that have heard my voice in the Fairfield County Infirmary. They've heard my voice in the Madison Seminary. It's like, whoa, I'm still alive.
They've seen you. You haven't even been there.
Doppelgangers, stuff like that. And you'll get the demon people saying, oh no, demons mimic the voices of people. I'm like, shut up. Like, let's just go from an energy base. It's possible that I've been in that building a lot, and it's never like, it's like you can hear me calling out sometimes. Jeff has heard me call his name. But how many times have Jeff Fenn and I been working on the Madison Seminary, and I'm like, Jeff, at Fairfield as well.
Oh, did we lose Adam? Uh-oh. I think we might have lost Adam.
Wait for it.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Did he just get banned?
I don't know. He was kind of cutting in and out sometimes, so maybe he lost connection.
Maybe. But we're gonna talk about a little about his events coming up. June 21st. Hold on. I gotta make sure that's right. I think it's the 21st. Hold on. I think it's June 21st. I should know this. June 21st is FCI Con. It is at Fairfield County Infirmary. Yeah, Holly, he was banned, I guess. God dang it, Adam. I will be there. Super excited to go back to FCI. I will actually be there 2 times this year. One for FCI, and then I'll be back almost a month later in July on the way to Gettysburg. This place is amazing. It's bigger than you think when you
I
get
want to
in.
go. I haven't
When
been
you-
there yet.
It's amazing, and I love Adam's locations because they're relatively cheap. Like, they are great prices. Like, if you get 10 people, it could be like $30 or $50, if that.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
So this one is in Lancaster, Ohio, June 21st. It's a great event. It's only $20 for the day, and then after parties or additional costs so that you get to roam the halls at night, hang out with all the guests of honor. And then you have ISS Con August 30th. At the day event is held at Billy Creek, which is right outside of ISS. And then the night investigation is at Indiana State Sanitarium. It is out in, I want to say, Rockland, Indiana. Amazing locations. I love them. I'm going back to ISS right after ISS Con. But ISS is special because it has paranormal. It has Bigfoot activity. It has UFO activity. Oh, he's back.
Nice.
Did you get banned?
No, my son's friends, all of them, we're in a big group chat. So unfortunately, I have my number, and they try to call me because I'm the cool dad. So like, guys, I told you. What are you doing?
I was like, oh, he got banned. He got banned. We all thought you got banned.
No, I'm back.
We were talking about.
Okay, I see it now. I was like,
we were talking about FCI Con and NAGCon and ISS Con. So talk about who will be at FCI Con.
Shit.
Let's see if he remembers.
Addie, I don't like the tone of your laugh.
He's like, oh, this is the test.
Addie, what's our lineup? Well, we have, okay, I just want to make sure I don't forget something, because every day in the lineup, I always forget something. It's like the same people a lot of the time. We have Steve Brott, Hottie Brody of Haunted Nights. We have Dylan Stevens of Haunted Nights. We have 2 new faces. We have Bella and Audrey of Bella and Audrey. Audrey and Bella. Is it Bella? It's Audrey and Bella. Yeah. They do. They've come out to the property. They were with Kalani. Now, Kalani's unable to make it to FCI Con because he is feeding himself in the UK.
Okay. Will he be at ISS Con?
I'm not sure.
I hope so. I haven't met him yet.
We need to blow his messenger up and be like, hey, we know the food's good in the UK. Actually, his videos are very good. I enjoy his videos thoroughly.
I love his food videos lately.
I do. I'm just like, that boy was designed for this, and it's very entertaining. I love when it comes across my TikTok and he's eating British food. So
Right.
he's tackling that beast over there. But we will see, because he did say he will figure schedule out. As minute he knows, he'll let us know. So, but I do know for Fairfield, he will not be able to do FCI Con. We have Christopher Lee Jansen, an incredible psychic. He was just over here for taco night with Addie. I actually joked with her. I'm like, you don't have friends and people don't hang out with you unless it's an event. And I made fun of her for a very long time about that. And then he did show up and they did have tacos. I have yet to apologize, but she does talk with people. And the salsa they got, oh my God. The salsa, whatever this place in Lancaster was amazing. We also have, what we got?
Come on, Addie.
Jeff Fent.
Yay!
Jeff Fent is a momentous movement to the field. I have been trying to poach that man, even though he's like always there with us. He hates the attention that I put on him because
he does. He does.
I'm like that hype man, you know, like you got somewhere like, I will hype the shit out of you. He never got over this one time. I scarred him. We had a public ghost hunt at the Madison Seminary. There were these like a group of 10 girls up in the asylum, right?
And you sent him up there to scare him? Or scare them?
Oh, no, he didn't even have to do anything. Really, I said, guys, I just want you to know this is a very special night. I have Jeff Fenn here tonight. Now, just by saying someone's full name and making eye contact and just saying that, you know, they're here tonight, they're all looking like this. And I was like, you don't understand how rare this is. And I've never met these people before. I'm just going with it. I'm like, he's going to be up here. And I just want you to also understand that he brought one of his Fent boxes with him. None of these people knew shit about ghost hunting. They're all like noobs, right? And they're just like, eyes were wide because I have prepped that someone of importance is walking up. And I was like, it took a lot to get him here. We're not going to talk about appearance fees. It took a lot, but I want you guys to soak in the next 20 minutes because he's going to show you things that are going to blow your mind. So anyway, pizza break's going on downstairs, and Jeff comes up. He's like, he gives me that mob look. I was like, Adam, can I talk to you outside for a second? I was like, yeah, Jeff, what's up, buddy? He's like, what did you tell that group up there? I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, they wouldn't say a word. They looked terrified. If I made eye contact with them, they looked away. And I was like, oh, no way, dude. I presented you like a rock star, dude. So, and he got some amazing evidence from there. The one girl was like on the verge of tears because the responses were so good. We did have our Canadians lined up. They're unable to make it. I can't say their Canadian name because it's like French. It's Duaxe something. So.
Oh my God, Addie, I love your laugh.
You hear her slithering in the bag. It would have been great to announce it. Unfortunately, because of travel stuff going on, they were like, we want to do it really bad. And they were down, but they were looking at it. It's a 12-hour stretch to do that. And like, it's just a lot. And I was like, don't worry, Duex days, whatever. I would have loved to announce them too. I would have had to practice the name or Google putting it in French translator. Oh, Duex de Tumes. Whatever. I would have not done well as an American spy.
No.
So, we had them. Adding, is there anyone else I'm thinking of?
Yeah, you have me.
Jenny Davis. So we may be adding more as it goes. It's one of those things where I don't really focus as much on all the guests. Like I bring some people that I've been friends with. We got some great people that have great influence in the community. At the end of the day, my main priority, and everyone can vouch, I want this to be the best mega ghost party that the paranormal has seen, of the biggest get together. Because trust me, it's a vibe. It is. We don't even really ghost hunt anymore. Like we'll ghost hunt a little bit. And I realized after doing this for like, what are we going on? 8 years now of doing these, going into the 8th year.
Yeah, is 8.
It was like
a
MadCon 5.
Yeah.
MadCon. Well, Kalani said something really interesting. He goes, you know that you're the only con that does like these rotating ghost hunts and stuff with the people. And well, Lauren, yeah, that's true. Lauren Helkinson. I practiced so many times in that. Lauren unfortunately cannot make it to Fairfield. And I gave her a mouthful about that. I'm like, Lauren, what? But she's actually doing an event
at Hillview.
So yeah, it's too far for her even to like slide in later that night. Hillview's like a good 3 hours away. I don't know. Maybe we'll see her gypsy trailer come in. So, but where
she'll be at ISS.
Yes, she'll be back at ISS. So, but we were at MadCon 5. And dude, everyone is in the middle building, and it's just like a giant, like everyone's talking. It's like, for me, it's like that Italian family reunion where everyone's over talking everybody. Everyone's ecstatic. Everyone's just vibing. You're eating food. There's food and snacks everywhere. And did I say it wrong? Helkinson?
That's what I thought it was.
Whatever. We all know her. Lauren Haunts.
Lauren Haunts. Yes.
We're all talking. And dude, 20 minutes. It's already like past the 8 o'clock. And dude, everyone is just, it's wild. Everyone's having a great time, just chatting. people were outside talking and stuff. Because it's like we ghost hunt all year round. That's what we do. But when do you really get to just relax and just like you see how we're like having these conversations? Imagine that in real time, and then add like another 50 people to it of everybody just like,
yeah. And then it's like
fun.
you get to meet other people that you've been like friends with online through paranormal, and you finally get to meet them in person, and it's awesome. It's so much fun. I love stuff like that. I love the paranormal conventions where you get to run into those people, and then you just vibe and just have so much fun talking about, paranormal, and what you guys been up to, like, and getting to hug each other for the first time.
Yes. And it's for a great cause. Like, well, let me get back to MadCon 5, and this is where we rebooted it. We're all chatting. I remember looking at Brought. I was talking to Brought when this happened. It was burned in my memory because I was like, oh no. And all of a sudden, like, like everybody's talking at once, and all of a sudden, like, the room just kind of gets quiet because like conversations all kind of like faded out at the same time. Right. All of a sudden, this lady puts her hand up like it was a classroom, and I was like, hi. I didn't recognize who it was. And she goes, are we ghost hunting? I was like, oh no, I forgot. We're supposed to do rotations. But everyone's like having a good time, right? And she was super nice about it. I was like, I am so sorry. We will start those rotations right now. And then I started to realize it is more of a party than it is a ghost hunt. And that was taken away from me because people would ghost hunt. I'm like, we do this all the time. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this with each other? Like, we can do this on our own accord. When can we just party and just talk? When I say party, just like eat, talk time. Like we don't, it's not like a frat party or anything. It's just a good time vibe. You're allowed to loosen up in front of everybody and just really connect. It sounds cliche, but it is amazing. So Fairfield County Infirmary raises money for the roof because that building needs help. I already put a part of the roof up. We raised $10,000 last year, but prior to that, I put up like the roof. I think the section I got was well into the high five digits of, not mediocre, of getting that going on. Right. There's Brent Fair. He's one of our guys over here at the Fairfield County Infirmary. He's someone, Jenny, you need to bring him in to have him on your show.
Okay.
Like Brent Fair, serious, weird dude. And I'm talking about the good weird. Like that dude, we can have some good conversations. So Fairfield County Infirmary raises money for itself because it's a beautiful building, but like it was left in shit condition for me. And if it wasn't for having the Madison Seminary that was financially stable, there's no way I could have saved this building. There's no way. I had to divert so much money from Madison because Madison was holding itself up. Financially, it is beyond stable. Fairfield wasn't. It needed all these new things. And so at ISSCon, we also raised money for that location as well. And that helped get new roofs on the nursing home, things like that. And what's beautiful about ISSCon, that's held at Indiana State Sanitarium. But we hold it now at Billy Creek Village, which is beautiful. It's right next door. So the day con is at Billy Creek Village. And then the after party, the big mega ghost party, is at the sanatorium, which is like 5 minutes down the road. So it's amazing. So much fun. That's like a wild adventure because you're walking through and you'll run into other groups of people, and then you just keep running into people. There's so many people out there. It's like a festival. Well, they're all like in that sense, festival. Then at the end of the year for our last shindig, MadCon 8. And you see the numbers here. We got ISSCon 4, MadCon 8, FCICon 5. Yeah. So it's been so many years, guys. I'm sorry. It's like he doesn't know what's going on, dude. Everything blends together at this point. All I know is we're winning. Most businesses don't last 3 years, and here we are going on 8 years. So anyway, at MadCon, for the last 7 years, going into 8, we have been raising money for cystic fibrosis. And my one friend, who also films Resident Dead with us, Chris Musgrove, about 10, God, how long have I known Chris now? 12 years. We have been filming Resident Dead together. When I first went to his house, Easton had his son Easton has CF. I didn't know anything about cystic fibrosis. And when I went over there, he had this vest on and it was like shaking him. And I didn't say anything at first because I just didn't understand what it was. And then Chris, like, probably wondering what that is. I'm like, yes. And he gave me the whole rundown of cystic fibrosis. And I said to Chris then, I was a brokey. I had no money. I probably had like $4 in my bank account. And I said, if I ever come into making a lot of money, I want to help, you know, because he's also the same age as my son. Like, they're really close in age. Yeah. And I don't think anyone's son should be plagued with anything. This is 2025. Don't give me any bullshit excuse we can't fix or cure things. We absolutely can. So I said to Chris, yeah, if I ever do, I will. So then when Madison was rocking and rolling with the cons, from day one, the first MadCon we did was to raise money for cystic fibrosis, right? Mm-hmm. Now we are approaching the 8-year mark. And after last year, we at that individual one, we raised 16,000 and change on the ground. Wow. Right?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Big shooters, man. We are big time now. Like, and then when you do the grand total, it came up to $60,000 and $60,090. It's massive.
Massive, yeah.
Oh my God.
Just for the people that aren't good with the words, that's 60, comma 090, a decimal point 00.
And that was all for cystic fibrosis?
Correct.
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so sad I can't go to MadCon this year. Next
year.
I was already signed up for an event in Illinois. I can't get out of that one.
What event?
How about we go?
I'll call in. I call people's work all the time.
You might call them and be like, release her. She's coming back.
You can ask Addie. I've done this before. I've released her chains in other places. That's true. Addie said that's my fault. She just bounced it back. She's like, maybe it would have been okay if you would have released the date sooner. It was my fault. Right? It always comes back forward. Right? I don't like the tone, Jenny. You agreed way too fast. Too fast.
In my calendar for next year, I already have the tentative dates for your event in it because it's always like
actually, about the same time.
The third Saturday. ISS is usually like one of the last weekends of August. MadCon is usually the third Saturday of September. So I have them tentatively in my calendar for next year. So I can't book anything those weekends.
Recently, it was actually right before this live, the Kimmell regime was overthrown by the Gaddis regime. She looked at me as she sipped her coffee and looked me right in the face. I can't even see her right now. She's in the shadows right now. I can thing it's there, but I can't really see it. And I said, she goes, I'm not listening to you anymore. And like, it sounds like something out of The Sopranos, like a mob boss. She's sitting there and she sips her Venti Vanilla Sweet Cream Cold Brew. I was like, excuse me, what? She's like, I'm not listening to you. Next year when the con's over, look at me. I was like, oh, I'm looking. Look at me. When the con's over, we're going to announce the next one. I was like, oh, no shit. Okay. All right.
I was just going to say, announce the next one at the current one and be like, hey, be sure to book this date for next year in your calendars now so you'll be here next year. So.
That's what we did. So that was a very aggressive coup that just happened. So
I agree with this comment. Addie is my spiritual animal too, the queen of Timu.
The queen. Yeah, Timu sent their cease and desist paperwork out because Addie's out here pumping out too much stuff and we're beating them.
Right.
So
I know I have to get in contact with her and order my Madison sweatshirt, the new one.
Oh, they're beautiful. Lynn's Chadwick made that design. So
I know. When you showed it on TikTok Live, I'm like, oh, Addie.
Beautiful.
She's like, well, you gotta come to Madison. I'm like, no, I can't come to Madison.
Yeah, we'll get it to you. It's the stuff's amazing. Addie, I lock her in that room. I keep the windows closed to keep the heat in there. And I'm like, when these shirts are done, you can come out. No, she's amazing. And you know what's crazy? I tell her this all the time. She's a virus. She's a disease. When you get people like us, you're trying to cut out like, the reason we are so affordable. When you look at our pricing, like I'll talk shit because I can talk shit. I'm in a position to talk shit. For the size of our buildings, we are some of the most affordable like prices, right?
It is. It's crazy.
$300 for a weekday, $500 for a weekend, and it's a flat rate for up to 10 people. Like, holy shit. It's because we do everything in-house. The communities come together. We got people like Jeff Fent. He's helping us. We've got electricians. We've got people that do mortar. We've got friends of friends that are roofers. Like, if you can handle it in-house, you can save the community so much money.
Right.
But there's also properties out there that I think are just shit as far as their leadership and their ownership, that they're just pocketing money. Because there is no way you should be in a financial problem. There's no way. There's no way. We know how much money comes through.
Right.
So, but so Addie, like I was saying, her being a disease and a virus is like, she's very good if she sees something. Like, I remember I said in the beginning, I said, we're in the experimentation phase. What do you need? And she just had a list of things. She's like, I want to try this printer. I want to try this. I want to try sublimation. I want to try vinyl, all this stuff. And I said to her, I don't care if you make mistakes. This is how we learn. If you go through 100 shirts and they didn't work, that's fine, because then we're one step closer to how you can do this. And now it's perfection. The sublimation's beautiful. The vinyl's amazing, and it's high quality stuff.
I have a resident on Dead One.
Mm-hmm.
I have a sweatshirt and a t-shirt.
And they're made to last, dude. They are made to last.
And they're so comfy. They're so comfy.
Very soft fabric. Yeah.
They are so good. That's why I'm like, when you showed Madison's new sweatshirt, I'm like, mine, come to me.
Yeah.
I need clothes.
And then for each event, you have a different design for
yes.
t-shirt.
We just play with it. Just something like it's a limited edition shirt for each con. And it's awesome because, like I said, like we're saving the game in a sense. We're saving these properties. We're doing amazing work with everybody, and it is a vibe check. I think, like, again, coming back to why I'm in this, and I don't have any regrets. And there have been bad people we've met. That's humanity. Like, you're not going to get into something and not find like bad people as well. But the majority that I've run into are good, wholesome people that we're all on the same page. I call it the silent majority of like how we're thinking and we're vibing. So yeah, no regrets. Love this timeline, and I would do it over again each and every time.
Right.
So do your t-shirts, do they get like a certain percentage towards the roof for Fairfield County Infirmary and the events that you host?
Mm-hmm. So everything that day, we take 100% of that, what we make. So my mom makes food. And here's the thing people don't even realize about what my mom does is all that food that is prepped. Like, we have a VIP on Friday. She cooks a home meal. She's had pierogies, raviolis, chicken breasts, you name it. She's Italian. She loves it. Like, when I tapped her in for that, she is all game. Like, when she preps when she did the raviolis, she prepped those like a week out and was making all the raviolis. So on Friday, everyone is fed. Like, you are going to feel disgusting with the amount of food we are going to shove down your mouth. And you're gonna like it. You got your apple dumplings. Like, there's like appetizers. And that's Friday. Then she pays all that out of pocket. I was like, Mom, just give me a quota. Like, what do I owe you? She could easily drop about $1,000. I have no doubt it's over $1,000 out of her pocket to go towards the cause, right? So she does all that. She won't even accept money if I try to give it to her. It's a mom thing, you know how it is. Yep. But then on Saturday, she puts up a stand. Her and her friend Lori are out there, and they make walking tacos, mac and cheese. And that's, again, my mom out of pocket buys all of those supplies, and whatever she makes at her stand, that's one of the stations that report back. And then, like I was saying about the t-shirts, like, everything goes in. And last year we made, it was a little over, I think it was a little under 9,000, but my dad, I think, put a little extra money. Somebody did to get it to that nice round number. We made $10,000 on the ground. To raise money for the roof.
And like, you do raffles like last year.
Oh God, yeah.
Even though I wasn't there, you had online raffle entry. I won ISS for this year.
Yeah.
I won Rainworth for this year. So
damn, Jenny.
I get to go to Rainworth in July after I go to PI.
You're lucky.
And then I'm going to ISS the day after ISS Con for the third time. But you watch the event pages, because Addie will post the raffle.
Yes.
And they're cheap. Like you can get, I think, like
Yeah.
100 something.
Alicia, how close are you to Fairfield?
I am in Illinois. I'm in East Moline, Illinois. So
See, I was going to try and ruin you, dude. I'm sorry. I know Jenny's making the trek. It's a little bit of a drive to Fairfield. But if you want us to ruin you with the best event, it's amazing.
I would totally do it. Like, I want to go, and you're in Indiana. I'm right below you or wherever, you know. So
Indiana, ISS will be the easiest one for you. Like,
7.5 hours for FCI for you, Alicia, and for Indiana, it will be 4 hours and 2 minutes.
ISS is a good one, but we're gonna ruin you with a good time. There's a ton of raffles. Like what I do is I'll provide, like, I usually go and I'll buy TVs. So there's like flat screen TVs. There's locations. Jenny was just mentioning some of them. I reach out to a lot of my friends and I'm just like, hey, for the cause, if it's cool, can I raffle off a weekday investigation? You know what I mean? Something simple. Right. And all of these locations, amazing. We've had Wildwood Sanitarium. They're amazing.
Rainworth
Lodge, Bill Manor. I know that we had Hinsdale House, you know, and sometimes we've had Ross House, you know, and obviously we give out the major 5 that we have. And then the other raffles, people can donate stuff. We've had people put Ghost Hunter bags together. You get some, like, you get a Mel meter, a K2, SB7, a Lucid headphones. It's not janky because I'm petty, Alicia. I'm petty. I want, like, the greatest events. When Jenny said the shirt felt like the shirt quality is good, like, that's the stuff Addie and I look at. We're like, if we're gonna endorse this shit, you're gonna love it. Like, we don't put half-ass acts together. And everyone will say this. Ask any random person that you may not know if they've been to MadCon in their experience. I'm telling you right now, you can get them in private. Any of the cons they've been to, I guarantee they had a great time. And that's what we're trying to do for the community, you know.
I'm in 2026. I'm coming to ISS Con.
Jeff usually donates a fat box to each.
As if it couldn't get better.
I will be winning this year's fat boxes at ISS and FCI. Just watch and learn.
So you've got Jeff Fent, the reincarnated Nikola Tesla.
Right?
I just love that man. I hug the shit out of him every time I see him.
He's been amazing.
If HR was ever going to get a complaint, it's
not
Jeff knows.
Herself.
I've whispered, I've hugged him before. I'm like, no one's going to believe you if you complain. So anyway, I love Jeff Fent. He knows that. He is one of the greatest, biggest hearted people in this game. Every year.
Yes, to this
comment. God.
Please.
I felt my stomach drop. You know,
please, I will win that.
Heaven, I think that maybe MadCon
10.
Too soon, Jenny.
20?
MadCon 82. MadCon 82. Because we're all going to live forever.
Addie has a question.
Who's controlling the buttons? Jenny, is this you?
Me.
Are you controlling the buttons?
Me. Because, you know, I was actually supposed to meet Addie at ISS last August, but then she left before I could get there.
She's always on the move. It's probably my fault. I probably called her.
It's like you. Like, I was supposed to meet you at Madison. I was supposed to meet you at FCI and then Madison again. And then, like, nothing happens.
So, what the shit? She's got a question.
Addie, what's your question? Make it amazing, Addie. Come on.
Make it amazing, Addie. This is awkward because I can see you, but you can.
Hey, Addie, come and tell us one thing that Adam doesn't like people knowing.
God damn, Jenny.
I'm gonna be banned from MadCon.
Oh, wait, is that your question?
I had a question, but then
she would like everybody to know that the Chris Brown meet and greets.
Oh God!
Oh shit! That was classified. She said, "Don't you dare get in there and get a meet and greet." I am worried that Chris Brown is going to be in my basement of the White House here. I don't know.
My question to you was going to be, what's my?
Thank you, Heaven. I was. I just got out of the shower fresh. I took a shower for this one, dude. If you could smell how good I smell right now, dude.
Hey, Addie, does he smell good?
Yeah.
As she whispers, smells like a bitch. She did make candles after me. Sometimes I some of the clothes I use Gucci Guilty. I mean, just guys looking, and this is for the audience. When you're looking through the screen, you're like, he just looks like he smells good. He does. It's the warm lighting, the tones.
Is that
I
why
don't
you
know
guys
if you're
get people to watch your Tuesday night TikToks for your looks?
you're getting a little taste of it. A little Tuesday nights, little Tuesday night TikTok. So I don't know where we're going with this. I mean,
Addie had a question.
Addie had a question.
Dude, I don't know.
Are you tapping out because are you trying? Wait, they go until when? Tomorrow?
I don't know what time. I can't sleep.
She's freaking out. She loves some Chris Brown, dude.
Right? I've been watching her Facebook timeline about it. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, we saw what you did to Pitbull.
Oh, yeah, Pitbull. Yeah, yep.
Yeah, dude.
I love
I have-
Pitbull.
Watch list.
I have to get Addie on the podcast too. Addie, you're coming on my podcast.
Called the Chris Brown Wine and Dine Night.
Yep, that's what we're gonna call it. What dimension do you think he's in?
What dimension is he in? I don't understand. I don't know what that means.
So this is my uncle-in-law. He's a really like awakened person. So he thinks like really deep about things. So like there's certain dimensions like in this world.
Oh, I thought he was talking about my cologne choice because.
Oh no. This was an older question, so I was just popping it up there so he didn't think that I was ignoring him.
No, this is this weird shit that I like.
Yeah,
Todd, that's a really good question.
Adam lives between the two dimensions, okay? Like he's here, but he's also in like the spiritual with the ghosts.
See, here's what's weird, and I really like that question. Sometimes I feel like we're in a simulation. Like, but that's not that a dimension thing, but like, obviously, whatever our dimension is, we're all sharing these experiences in this realm of whatever this plane of existence is. Here's what's interesting about dimensions. If I go down a rabbit hole and it'll stay relevant.
Let's do it. Go on the rabbit hole.
Like, we can even call, like I was just talking to Dan Black. He helps everyone. He kind of put a name. He said dimensions theory, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because I've talked about this, but I didn't really have a name for it. I'm like, it's like a layers theory or whatever. You can call it dimensions theory. And I was telling Dan about it. I said, isn't it interesting that we get so many, if you ask a spirit during Estes method, what year is it? And you let them like have a chance to answer, how many different years are spouted out, right? It's always a different year. And then if you ask how many spirits are in the room with us, isn't it interesting that you get multiple numbers?
Right.
And I was saying that it is very plausible that our equipment has the ability to communicate with all dimensions. Like we can communicate with them, but those layers of existence and dimension, they can't see each other. And that's why some will say, oh, there's only 4 of us here. Because that's all they can see in their plane of existence, right? And that's where I think there's nothing wrong with it. I just think it's we're talking to a lot of different layers, and that's why information, it kind of defends it when you get like sporadic information that doesn't make sense. It's because we think as investigators we're communicating with one level playing field. Every spirit out there sees each other, and it's just ghost world and us. I think it's in layers, different dimensions of existence.
Right.
But I like that in the 3-dimensional dimension, yeah.
and I mean, go ahead.
Oh no, go. It's all right.
I was gonna say it's like you were talking about earlier, like somebody being at one of your locations tonight, and like them with the stone tape theory, like maybe them asking questions, and then like another group coming in, and like they're getting the questions or whatever or answers that they were saying because they were just there, but they're on the same. I don't know.
That one I call that something called coordinates theory. That if it is possible that you are communicating with the future, because you got to think what is the future haunting of all these places in 100 years, if we assume that the energy must transfer to something else, like assume that a haunting is like a DVR recorder, And it can only record for so long before it transfers, because you cannot create or destroy energy due to the law of conservation, but it can transfer. It's like fire becomes smoke. Smoke goes into the atmosphere, is absorbed, and eventually, you've got this whole cycle of different things. Let's say that a haunting only records for 150 years. It is almost safe to say that, because everybody thinks we're talking to the Victorian era and things like that, right? You never hear anyone go back and say, I'm talking to someone from 300 years ago. Like, we kind of, as a group conscious, believe we're only going so far back, right? So let's go with that.
Yeah.
Which means that in 100 years from now, the only residual haunting and possibly intelligent haunting is going to be from us, ghost hunters, things like that. You will no longer be able to communicate with the Victorian era. It's gone. It's like the same way we look at the Egyptians. You know what I mean? Like, it's too far back to access. Now, there were Victorian, I don't know the terminology to call them. I wouldn't say scholars, but a part of the spiritual movement that believed this stuff existed in the ether forever. I don't like the word forever in a standing that it's always that forever, because I think there's changing constantly happening. But he is correct. There is a database of recordings, which is residual, that are happening. Even tonight at both Madison, Fairfield, and Indiana State Sanitarium, and Billy Creek, and all of them that are getting investigated, someone is imprinting something that could happen. But Alicia, you had a very valid point that how do we know it's not the future contaminating it?
Yeah.
We don't know for a fact. Like, it's very plausible, how do we, it's a very loaded one, because I don't have enough Red Bull for that. It's a very good statement. You're exactly on.
Right. So, how do I word this? What are your thoughts on Ed and Lorraine Warren? Did they help the field launch into what it is today? Were they the true pioneers of the paranormal?
Are we a minute 37 into, or an hour 37 into this?
Here we go. That's my kid. That's banned and blocked. This is stuff we can't talk about on Tuesday Night Live anymore.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, it's I'm thinking of the one thing about politics is you don't never get away from it, and it's also called social politics. I have a lot of friends that you know what I mean? It's
right.
Tough when I take a stance on something, because there are close friends that I have that disagree with my opinions, but it doesn't mean we can't be friends.
Exactly. I agree with you.
Right. And it's so hard but don't worry, it's not that I'm cushioning this. I'm cushioning it a little bit because I'm about to go into it. But I say this is my opinion, especially Addie's opinion. We both are very linear with what we think on this. But it's just saying that I do respect people's opinions, that they think that they may have been good for the field. We think they were a virus, a plague, and a disease that spread like a cancer through the community. There is, okay, let's start with this. There was a Twilight Zone episode back in the day about a doll. The wife's name in the episode, her name was Annabelle. And it's very peculiar that, when you start watching that Twilight Zone episode, it was months later that the Warrens had done their investigation. And all of a sudden their doll of Annabelle and all this stuff was really correlating, interestingly. Yes, it's true. We can heaven. Heaven, I love your name. It's very beautiful. I always think that in my head. What a beautiful name for a demon like yourself. So,
I get to investigate with her.
I love Heaven. I know. I got to meet her in person actually at Madison. It was a great time.
She got to meet you before I meet you.
I know, right?
It's not fair.
So I think that the Warrens, their filter of how they investigated has really misled the community. There is a very giant Catholicism view coming from Lorraine Warren. And isn't it funny that the paranormal's plagued with demons and all that shit? And it's like, if you start looking back at origin stories, it's because the Warrens started, talking about demonic possessions and things like that. And they really brought it into the limelight.
Right.
They just happened to be the first that slid into home plate. But there could have been other people that would have made a bigger boom. It just didn't happen, where they could have been like very scientific approaching with energy and all this stuff. entertainment shock value 1. And if you study them, they are, I think, some of the most troublesome 2 that filtered how investigations go. Any goddamn time I hear someone talk about demons, I think of the Warren. Like, you sons of bitches, look what you did to us.
Look what you did.
know. So that's my opinion. I'm not. Trust me, it's sensitive because I know that I have a lot of close friends that idolize them, and that it's just that my fiber of being. Again, I'm not sensitive, I'm not psychic. The fiber of my being tells me
I call bullshit on that, but okay.
there's something that needs to be, something's wrong. I can tell you something's wrong. My fiber of being's not trusting it.
That's your intuition.
Intuition. I don't trust
abilities.
I've watched videos of Ed talking. Shyster is what I think. Like, I think he realized there was money to be made out of this, and what they did. And Shyster. Now I think Lorraine may have been a little more innocent. I definitely think Ed was involved in the manipulation and the fraud of it. And, like some of the pictures, there's a picture they got at one of the places that's like, what? And you got to understand though, the paranormal field was still in its infancy at this time, like the modern paranormal. There's no one fact checking. You know what I mean? There's no one fact checking. So if you go to these big cases, no one's going to fact check you.
Nope.
So yeah, that's again, I hope I can be friends with still everybody. Well, it doesn't matter. Addie told me today I don't even have friends. So nothing really lost. She's great.
Jeez. Oh my God. I can't wait for LCI now. Like, I really can't. Oh,
yeah.
I love how mediums and paranormal investigators do things so differently. I feel like the Warrens set the genre for demons. They kind of did.
But think about it's all through filter. If you study the origin, they really open the avenue. It's like when you get into ghost hunting. Here's another way to, like, my intuition's telling me this. When you got into ghost hunting, what the hell manipulated you to understand how to ghost hunt? You know what most people say? I watched this.
Ghost Adventures.
Right. Or they can say their house was haunted. They can say their house was haunted, but it's not like they really knew how to investigate until they watched a source do it. So if you look at origin points, you can look at the Warrens, you can look at Paranormal State, you can look at Ghost Adventures, you can look at Ghost Hunters. 98% of the field will say, I got into this because I was watching this show, right? Which means you've already been manipulated through that filter. I can break this down. I'm a nerd. I do stats. I do statistics. I think about this stuff. And if I look at the boomer generation, I can tell you right now, the ones that would be classified boomer and even possibly Gen X, do you know what show influenced them the most in the field? Ghost Hunters. Do you know when it comes to millennials?
Ghost Adventures.
You get what I'm saying. Every generation has been introduced through a certain show. Now it can overlap. There's millennials that are like, I remember watching Ghost Hunters when I was little. I'm just saying, if I had to take the Venn diagram of the larger circles overlapping, I can tell you a lot of the boomers and Gen X that come in to investigate have a very Ghost Hunter style approach. It's more about statistics, debunking, and then you look at millennials. We were heavily influenced by Ghost Adventures, and even boomers they could probably say Paranormal State as well, because Paranormal State's on the cuff. Millennials could be in that Venn diagram that they were influenced by Paranormal State, as well, because they overlap. And then now with Gen Z, there's a lot of Gen Z that has still been influenced by Ghost Adventures because it's been there still.
Oh.
But there's a lot of Gen Z that's been influenced by themselves,
Sam and Colby. Now, I've met Sam and Colby, and I know it's unpopular opinion. There's a lot of people that don't like them. I do, and it's okay. As you know, when it comes to the work, I look at them when I meet them on the ground. I've been really studying Gen Z. God damn, I love their energy. But I've got a Gen Z child.
Honestly, I have not watched much of the stuff that Sam and Colby have put out. I don't do that for anybody. Like, I don't sit around. I'm so busy working on buildings, editing my own stuff, that I don't have time to really sit down and watch people's stuff.
Yeah.
I look at the personal interactions. I have met Sam and Colby 3 times. I don't know how many times. Is it 3, 4? How many times have we been with them?
Yeah, Addie, how many times have he?
3. 3, and they have been so genuine, so nice. Like they'll sit and talk down to you, and I'm like, man, you guys are chiller than me than when I go out to film because I'm like amped, ready to go to do this, and they're just very relaxed. I met Twin Paranormal. They get a lot of hate, and you know, but you know what? I know they're more in the camp of demonic stuff, but as people, they were fun as shit. They're actually on my top 3 of how much fun I had talking with them and just really exchanging ideas. We're not that different. I think what happens in the paranormal is we either don't understand how to open dialogue, we refuse to open dialogue, but like I go out there as an ambassador to all these content creators and I'm like, let's talk. And you know, we start to get to know each other. And when you start realizing we're not that different.
No.
We're all doing the same shit.
And maybe we all have a few different filters here and there, but at the end of the day, we're all looking for something. Yeah. So Twin was another good one. Who else? There's been a ton. I'm just thinking of the most recent. Yeah. But Gen Z is interesting. Like Gen Z, they're
who's the top 3 is Addie's question.
What the fuck does that mean?
Addie better be number 1.
Oh, okay. Oh, I get what you're saying. So my top 3, let me think of that. Oh, that's tough.
And you told me
okay. You know, I have to okay, that's so tough, dude. Can I do a top 5?
Nope, top 3. You gotta pick
top
3.
3. Oh damn, Jenny. Paranormal need.
I know Paranosis is your favorite.
Oh shit, yeah. That's my reverse. Worst 3. Paranosis is the top of the worst. My number 1, who I genuinely, these guys make me laugh. I met them when they were first starting. When he was putting together Trail to Terror. I met little baby Dakota. And I look at this kid and I'm like, this guy's got it. He has it. I met him in 2015. And
yeah, I
remember
met him in 2012.
Yeah.
And he just got he had just entered Ghost Adventures little contest thing. He was baby Dakota before
baby
Ghost
Dakota.
Adventures. And he found out, I think, a week later after I met him that he was picked. So I knew him before the whole Ghost Adventures.
He was an amazing filmmaker. When I was talking to him, I can't remember who I called afterwards. It was after we were working with him in Indiana. I may have told Becca this. I think it was Becca, and I said, I met this kid. His name's Dakota Layden. That was the first time I met him, and I said, he has some serious it factor on him. Serious. This kid's going to make it. Because, you know, it's very rare in the field, like when you see people heavily focused. I see a lot of teams, they come in, they're really relaxed, they're just enjoying themselves. I could vibe with him, dude. He was mission oriented. He's like, we got this setup, we got the cameras, we got the DP was set. I'm like, yo, you brought a DP with you? Like, damn. Director of photography. When you're using these names, it's like
Connor. Yep.
He came to play.
Oh yeah.
And he set up his own interview when I was being interviewed by him. He did all the lighting, he set it up, and I was like, not only can he be a talent, but he understands how to do stuff. So anyway, long story short, love Dakota, love Chelsea, love Alex, love Tanner.
Connor too. Connor's amazing.
Yeah. And so they're a great time. They were actually out at MadCon 7. Amazing crowd, right? They came out to help us raise money for cystic fibrosis. So anyway, number 1 is them.
You need to bring them to ISS. Bring them to ISS.
I know. We'll talk to them again. Their schedule's super busy.
Oh yeah. And now Chelsea has a baby coming, so you
I know, right?
This year.
Number 2.
Me.
Jenny Davis. Number 2. I'm trying to make sure I don't forget anyone because this is like when you ask about your favorite paranormal encounters or your scariest, and you're like thinking. I'm like, shit, I've met so many people. See, this was tough. I really I can't even put numbers on them. We're gonna say these are scattered in the top 5. Obviously Sam and Colby are up there. I've always enjoyed their energy. They're always fun. They're they just have that home vibe. Like, I know you guys. You feel like home, you know? The next, I like Twin Paranormal. They're very cool. That would be up there. Kalani, got to give it to Kalani. We know Kalani. When I first met Kalani, he was the other one I knew he had some it factor to him, you know? I was like, he's going to be big. I met him right before it all started to pick off. He came to Fairfield. We're also going to put Nick Groff in there. Always enjoy Nick Groff. And I'm talking about, because I could list all the people I've met. We're talking about like the major influencers that have decently done some, they put the work in, and it's a very exhausting job to do.
Zach Bagans. It's in your mix.
I have met Zach. It was a terrible experience. We had the Paranormal Hunger Games back in the day.
Oh yes, Paranormal Challenge.
Mm-hmm.
When you were on Paranormal Challenge, yes, I forgot about that.
Paranormal Challenge?
Yeah, I think that's when I added Adam to Facebook. Was that Paranormal?
Alicia, I don't know why you said that with a question. Everyone should know that show. It was so popular.
It was so good.
I gotta watch it. I haven't watched it.
It's how
it was shit. So
Fantasy Wraith Chasers came out. That's how they got their start, was on that show. And then they got their shows and their shows and their shows.
It's like they went around to all paranormal communities. And it's like the Hunger Games where they have to take tributes, and our region got picked. So we were at Rolling Hills Asylum in that one, and here's my experience with Zach Bagans, right? Maybe it was a bad day. Oh, and I will address that with Addie, because it's true. There was a very big importance to 2011. Getting yourself out in front of 750,000 people helps you build your tribe, right?
Yeah.
And Addie saw me on the show, and she's like, "Oh my God, he's such a douchebag. He's toxic masculinity. Look at this guy. Like, he's terrible. I need to know who he is." And now she's trapped in my basement. So, so we get on the show, and here's my encounter with Bagans when it was off camera. I didn't realize it was his birthday. We were filming this, I think it was in April, to be released in June, April, May, June, or whatever. And the PAs are walking around like, "Oh, it's Bacon's birthday. It's Bacon's birthday." I'm like, "Oh, free food is what I just heard." And we go into this like trailer they had out there, because this was, dude, Travel Channel put money out for this. This was this show almost tanked the network, because it's when you watch the episode, you'll see like, oh man, to do what they did, and they did it. It was a lot. Anyway, we go out to this trailer, and there's cake and mac and cheese. And I'm like, oh hell yeah, dude. So they had it for Happy Birthday, Zach. It was like his 38th birthday or something. I can't remember which birthday it was. And maybe 34th, whatever. So I'm eating cake, and then I'm eating mac and cheese. I'm like, this is a good life. We're going to film. There it is. And anyway, Bagans walks in. And it's like, do you watch Star Wars, Alicia? Do you watch Star Wars?
It's been years since I've watched it, but yes, I have.
Everybody knows when the Emperor walks in. Like everybody, Emperor Palpatine walks in. All the producers all got quiet. And Bagans walks into the trailer like Palpatine. And I was just like standing there eating my mac and cheese. I'm like, there's that fucking guy. There he is. It's like, you're looking, and somebody, there it is. Yeah, that's your proof right there. That's me in the back right. That's Baby Adam. Baby Adam got sacrificed at the Hunger Games. And suddenly, like both the teams, some of the girls were in there as well. And I forget who said it first, but you hear someone go, "Hey, Zach." And Zach like is looking down at his cake, and then he looks up at the producer. "Why are they in here?" I'm like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah,
I'm trying to eat my because like this is good shit, and I'm hungry. And the producer's like, "Everybody that is not a part of crew has to get out." And we're like, "Okay," so we got hustled out, and that was the only thing I heard Bagans say when it was off camera. So well, he did say some other corny jokes when they were in the middle of filming. Some Back to the Future joke.
Your episode was with PXP at the time.
Yeah. The Girls of Boston.
Yes.
Yes. So that's it. It is.
And I can't remember her other name.
So it was epic. It was an epic battle of the sexes. I won't ruin it for anyone that hasn't watched, but the sexes of the paranormal have battled. There was a great war back in 2011. So I met Addie through that. So Addie sees me on the show. Others that see me on the show. Yes, that's actually true, Bonnie. People don't know that. At the same time, Ghost Hunters and Ghost Adventures are going head to head. I think Ghost Hunters came up with Ghost Hunters Academy.
Yep.
And Bagans is like, well, let's just have the peasants fight each other. So, the show would have been more successful if they would have allowed teams that won to go forward. You know what I mean? Like a basketball bracket.
Like you could win like the ultimate whatever.
Do you know what the prize was, Jenny?
What?
Like, I couldn't believe this. I was floored because I'm like, I cannot believe this is offered as the prize. This is amazing.
Was it
It
food?
was the prize. If anyone won the challenge, actually, do you have the CD there in front of you? Can you read the description?
Hold on, let me see.
You're gonna be floored when you think that they put this much money into the prize. This is incredible.
Hold on, yeah. See if I can find it. Hold on.
It actually helped me buy my 2 properties here.
Nice.
Okay, hold on. Let's see. Do.
Don't worry, Alicia. It's worth it. It's so worth it.
If only I could play the do 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 do. The Jeopardy theme song.
Well, do you have a DVD of it?
I don't think I do. I don't think.
Wait a second. All right. Listen, I found this the other day. Hang on. Hold.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to look. Hold on.
Look faster. No, I'm just kidding.
So, I was cleaning the upstairs. We're in the White House right now by the infirmary, right?
Mm-hmm. Did you find the DVD? Oh my god!
This is the DVD. I was like, dude, I bought one right after. I'm like, that's a keepsake. The war has to be noted. I'm gonna read the back label, and I quote.
You can watch it on Netflix,
or just get on YouTube for free. Well, we have Netflix, yeah. It's I can't believe they're on Netflix. From the Paranormal Scripture by Bagans 316. 2 teams, one night, one haunted location, one winner. Each episode of Paranormal Challenge features a legendary haunted hotspot. Zach Bagans invites 2 hand-picked teams, and they were hand-picked. I'll take that. That's cool. 2 hand-picked teams of amateur. I don't like that word, but all right. Amateur. I was my 3rd ghost hunter. So yeah, amateur ghost hunters to spend the night locked down in these notorious locations. The contest will pit the 2 teams' paranormal skills against each other to find out who comes out on top. Imagine like Disturbed playing in the background. Disturbed, sickness, down with the sickness. You have to hear that while this is going on. Because that's actually the music they use. It's so funny.
I love it.
Against each other, but it gets better. Each team is given high-tech gear. K2 meter here is given high-tech gear to investigate these intense hotspots. After a night of collecting evidence, the teams present their findings to Zach Bagans and a panel of nationally recognized paranormal experts.
AKA Dave Schrader, Gary Gawka.
Yeah, no, that's some book guy. Let the paranormal challenge begin. Oh, it doesn't say like, okay. What it is, it basically is for it's the winner gets the ultimate bragging rights.
Right. Bragging rights.
The mac and cheese was better than that. Like, what do you do with bragging rights? I was on the paranormal challenge.
That was it?
Anything.
Resident Undead became famous.
It helped. Actually, what got us there was I was putting an axe over my head in Villisca because this is before anybody knew who I was. I was just wild. I was rabid. I went out to the Villisca Axe Murder House, and we made this contraption to have the axe over my head. And Bagans watched that episode because one of the guys that was with me, he had to ask. Because he was like, why did you pick us? Why did you pick us? And he goes, it was at the very end of the shoot, and Bagans goes, I saw what you guys did in Villisca. That was really messed up. And I was like, I figured. Because we only went to Villisca, Hillview, and then when we got a call from the producers, I was actually filming at the Madison Seminary for the first time back in the end of 2010. So it's pretty wild. It's pretty
I'm
wild.
trying to find the picture of you and the axe, but it's not on Google search. Dang it.
So back when I first, I dressed up like a little 1920s newsboy. You ever seen the Newsies? Remember the Newsies?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm the king of New York. Bum, 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 bum. Alicia, you're giving a blank stare. You've never seen the Newsies?
I don't know.
God,
There's an
we're
old
going to
picture.
culture you, girl. We are going to give you some culture. Oh, yeah. That's old.
That's an old picture.
And I'm older than Jenny, so I should know, I feel like.
Dude, you got to check it out. Christian Bale's first movie he was ever really in was in the Newsies. It's a musical. And my music teacher, who definitely acted like a high school music teacher, he was like I swear to God, every 2 months in the same school year, we got to watch the Newsies because it was actually a really cool musical, and takes place in New York. And every time there's something, they just break out into song. So it's cool.
Yeah.
So,
Becca just
that's
posted a video of you on Facebook.
Who? What?
Becca just posted a video of you on Facebook. Hold on. We're going to
Can
share it. Hold on. We're
You
going to
bring it
share
up. Like I don't know what's going on.
Hold on.
wait for it.
Let's go back to the beginning.
Wait for it.
Wait, what's she sharing?
Hold on.
Like,
Okay, guys, it's a picture of a guy.
Hold on. I gotta go back and try to.
Whoa, now I
God, she thinks we're so stupid. You see that look on her face? She's looking at us like, okay, guys, it's a picture of a guy.
You're so pretty when you scream.
oh,
Pretty gotta crave your taste.
whoa, now I
God,
I
she
like
thinks
it.
we're stupid.
So Becca, when it comes to Psych Phenomenon, we're actually, dude, she's helping me with editing now. We're trying to get this stuff out faster. We're trying to drop an episode a month. But if you look at the quality of the episodes, we can't whip it together fast.
No.
Like, you're not going to get the story right. There's so many correlations. And once I do a sequence, I got to remember when I go back, if something's said, I got to flash that back. It's so tedious. But when you're done watching it, you're like, because we all have ghost hunts like this. You know, when you're like thinking about stuff. Now imagine trying to visually capture it. It is so tough.
Oh my God, I've done editing before, and
Oh.
I'm like constantly like when I was criticizing myself. Like I want it to be good, and like, okay, so how am I going to do this? How are you going to lay it out? And you got to have the time to do it too, especially if you're working, you got kids and stuff. It's a lot of
Oh,
time
God, yeah.
and like mental like hour. So you guys are putting out like great shit, like I said earlier when I was watching your stuff on YouTube.
Yeah. But you know, the best advice I give to someone is just don't give a fuck anymore, dude. I used to. Now when we investigate, I don't give a shit how many people are like, the worst thing to do is trying to get a bunch of subs. Again, this gets into like people that want to get tons of viewers. Your quality of your shit is shit. Like, it's bad. There's no substance to it, right? It's like eating at a fast food place and you're like, I'm going to get my nutrients in for the day. No, I'm going to see you on my 600-pound life is where I'm going to see you because you're being fed garbage. And when you watch these shows, you don't get anything out of it. You know what I mean? Like, ooh, scare reaction. Oh, there's a demon affecting my family. And I was like, I would never sell this fast food processed bullshit to people. I want you to be able to watch something and feel like you can get something out. I want someone to learn something. Like, what is someone watching going to learn? And at the jail, we talked about entourage theory. But I brought that up because of the stuff that was happening, right? We asked, did you follow us? And it said, yes. Now, that could be loose-ended. It was using very simple equipment, but it was the great opportunity to talk about the theory that may be happening. So if you want to be on a high-protein diet, you watch Resident Undead. You want to eat some fatty foods, get on TikTok, type in paranormal, and start scrolling. And it'll entertain you in the moment, but you'll feel like shit later in the night. And you're like, what did I just watch and waste all my time watching? Anyway, that's my rant on that. But you were right, Alicia. Like, it's about finding time. You got, I get it. I got a son. You got these different things. You got to prioritize time, and it's so tough.
Yeah.
But it can be done. It can be done. It's just very difficult.
Right. Okay, we should probably start wrapping it up. It's been over 2 hours. We can probably
been
go
so
much
fun.
longer.
I know.
We're gonna do a part 2, dude. Do a part 2 with us.
Part 3. This is part 3.
Yeah, this is
Okay,
we'll
part
go
three.
then.
I'll be
Yeah.
part 3. I've seen Adam go live on TikTok until 4 a.m. his time, and I've
Oh
been
yeah,
up
keep
at
forgetting.
that
You guys,
time.
yeah, you're on the time difference. There's like 1 hour behind, right?
Yeah, so it's 4 a.m. your time. It's 3 a.m. my time, and that's when it gets crazy on TikTok because he'll
Dude,
bring
right?
the doll Maddie up to the screen, and Pakistan people try to come in and face them.
It's so much funnier when someone else says it. That is so funny. Then the Pakistani people come in, and dude,
One day.
Jenny is a gaslighter because if I'm delusional at the end of the night, I'm gonna do it. She's like, battle Pakistan, bring Maddie out.
But you
Oh my
haven't done
God.
Maddie. You haven't done the battle with Maddie.
I know, and I'm really
You need to
delusional.
do
Like by 4 a.m, sometimes I'll still be there. I just lose track of time, and I'm like, I know I've watched the lives back, and I'm like, why do you people keep watching me? Like I'm like slurring, I'm like falling off my feet. And I'm like,
the one
you
day
want to know about aliens?
the one day I videotaped that part of the live. It was like 3 a.m. and I'm like laughing hysterically downstairs. My mom messaged me. She's like, "What the fuck are you laughing at 3 a.m.?" I'm like, "Adam fucking Kimmel." And I sent her the
I brought
video.
Maddie up, and
Oh
I was
my
having her talk like a valley girl.
Yeah, and then
You're
it's
a
the one
bitch.
right before
Show me your shoes.
you brought the Epic box up, and he thought it was like a bomb or something.
Yeah. See,
I think he
Alicia,
disappeared so fast.
it's okay to laugh. It feels good.
She was telling me about it. She told me about it at the last podcast that we did after we were done, and I was, oh my God, that's
I
awesome.
held it up, and it has the red light for no and the green
Yeah.
light for yes. And I was like,
Yeah.
he kept asking to battle, and I was like, we're gonna leave it to fate, bitch. And he's looking like, what is this device? And I hear some dude talking, like trying to like coach him, and his eyes are all wide, and I was like, yeah, green will battle, red no. And then he ended up cutting out. He like left. Yeah, dude, it was TikTok's a great place. It's a great place.
But we have to do the battle of Maddie because the clip I captured right before you ended it, it was Maddie on the screen and she was like, hair flip. Oh my Jesus fucking Christ.
I just can't wait to do it with someone Pakistan. Like, show me your shoes. Shut up. Show me your shoes and I'll battle.
And you were saying that you were from Australia, and I'm like, he doesn't believe shit. I know.
Oh, he didn't believe me. Like my accent and all. Like I was trying to make my accent while I was talking to him. He's like, "You're from America? Are you from? No, I'm from Australia. Australia. Rise up, blades." So I was working on it, and I think they know because of your IPN. They can actually see because they're trying to connect to you. So he knew I was lying. I had to be somewhere in the United States. Yeah, dude. I don't get it.
If you don't watch Adam's Tuesday night TikToks, you need to because it will make you laugh. Especially if you get past midnight and it unleashes, then you're game because
10 to midnight is user friendly, relatively. Midnight to 2 a.m. is fair game, dude. It's fair game.
Relatively fair game.
But guys, thank you. It has been a pleasure. It's gonna be a
How
good
can
year.
people find you? How can people find you besides TikTok?
Oh shit, that is great.
Before you disappear on us.
When I go back into the ether, you can find me on Facebook under Adam Kimmell. That's ADAM Kimmell, Kimmell, not Jimmy Kimmel. There's 2 L's, not 1, and there is no B in my last name. It's not Kimber, It is Kimmel, Kimmell. So you can find it on Facebook. You can find me on TikTok, same user handle, Adam Kimmel. You can find our properties on Facebook, Madison Seminary, Fairfield County Infirmary, Indiana State Sanitarium. Yeah, all the ones that are listed there. Billy Creek Village, Stock Saloon.
I haven't been to Stark yet.
You'll love it. Brothel time.
Lobsters.
Mobsters, all that stuff. It's probably there. It's got an interesting story. Yeah. But I think those are the plugs. I'm not really on Instagram. I see people always trying to get me on Instagram, but I'm on there as Adam Kimmell. TikTok, blah blah blah. Yeah, that's it. So, oh shit, YouTube, our main delicacy.
I was waiting for that one. Like, where's the
I
time
welcome
for
this. So I'm so
YouTube?
busy being an artist all over the place. I forget these things. Resident Undead. I'm telling people, if you want to see some good shit, I'm very confident in my product. I call people out. So if you are on Team Anti-Demon and you think this is full of shit, come take a look, get behind us, help the movement. Put your stuff out as well. We are the silent majority. Resident Undead. 14 years going strong. We never stop talking shit. We can back it up. We can validate it. We've created a great bubble within the paranormal community. You can find that on YouTube. Resident Undead.
What are some future episodes of Resident Undead? I know
Yes. So the most recent ones that just got dropped, Pine Lawn Manor, that's out in Illinois by you. Old City Jail, that just dropped.
Actually, me and Alicia are going to Pine Lawn in May together.
Very cool. It's a very cool place. You will like it. Then you have up next is Titusville, Pennsylvania, the Park Side. You will love that episode. This is the first one where Becca's helping me edit because I really like her chaos editing. She works for corporate America, so she understands how to keep paces. I'm very good at structured shit, like very structured. You see when you're being presented evidence, very structured. It's easy to follow, but I like that little bit of chaos editing for the in-between walkthroughs. So she's doing those sequences. That's Parkside's up next. Then we have Rainworth Lodge, Gettysburg. We did a full 2-day episode there. Then you have Stark Saloon. We filmed at Stark Saloon. And then we are getting ready. We are actually getting ready to deploy very soon to Pennhurst State School and Hospital. And that is going to be a homecoming of homecomings because we have filmed at Pennhurst twice. I filmed there twice. Once with Becca. So this will be one time going back now with the modern team. And I have some more surprises. We're going to do a return to Madison episode where I'm going to take Sarah on face to face. Very deep. And then a return to Fairfield episode. Now that there's been years of letting it come, I've deliberately not touched them. Like I could investigate it anytime I want. I want when the time was right. I want to do a return and do a very deep dive episode of what I believe is going on. Now, again, I'm just some noise in the ether, but it's my opinion when we dig into what maybe is going on. And then I think we're going to do one more episode, but I haven't figured that location yet.
Come to Broadhead Manor.
Broadhead Manor. That's actually, I think, on our list of like potentials. Yeah.
That one, you need to do that one.
Do it.
And I agree with this comment.
Bonnie, Adam should go to Gettysburg, a battlefield bash. Isn't Jeff going?
Yes, Jeff is going. You need to come.
What day is it?
July 25th to the 27th.
Okay, my birthday's on the 23rd. That's interesting, right around birthday time. I'll look into it because we are going to Parapsychon. Are you going to Parapsychon?
No, I'm going to Pennhurst.
Is Pennhurst and Parapsychon going at the same time?
Yeah.
Well,
Same weekend.
you're going to Pennhurst. You're going even farther, dude. You're
I'll see you in June. I'll see you in July. I'll see you in August.
That's true.
Which, if you're not at FCI when I come in July, I'm going to be really sad.
What day again are you in July?
21st.
Oh shit, birthday week. So you're doing all of that. I get what you're doing. You're traveling the Oregon Trail because you're going to do Fairfield. You're going on the Oregon Trail, and you're going to make your way.
Basically, yes, because I started at Broadhead Manor for their big Paracon, and then we have a day of travel, unless I decide to stop somewhere. Then we go to FCI, and then we go to the Hoover House, and then we go to Rainworth, then we do the Bash, and then we go up to Wildwood.
Oh shit!
And then figure out something on the way home. Maybe Madison. Maybe we'll do Madison on the way home.
Or you're going to loop. If you're by Wildwood, we're 2.5 hours from Wildwood. Actually, to tell you the truth, for you heading back, you're going to be coming back 90. If Wildwood's your final destination, you're going to be coming back 90 90 intersects with, I don't know, whatever. It's right there. You're actually going to cross. You'll see Madison's exit.
Probably. And then, like,
So-
I think before FCI event, I think that Friday early morning, afternoon, I think we're going to either Tala or West Virginia Penn as a day tour because I've never been to either one.
I swear to God, if you come to Fairfield and you're like, I ate already, I'm going to be so pissed at you, Jenny. That is the one thing
No,
that
I'm gonna have
pisses me off.
sheets. I'm gonna have sheets. I'm gonna have.
Yeah, you got your sheets in. Yeah.
Yes, I get sheets this weekend, which I'm super happy because we don't have them in Minnesota. And my friend goes, Wawa is better. I'm like, no, Wawa is not
Dude,
better.
Wawa's
Sheets is
terrible.
beast.
All my fraternity brothers
Sheets
are
is
from
the
Philly,
beast.
and they like loved it. I'm like, Wawa is like
I'm
that.
like, what is that
abusive
name?
stepdad.
Like Wawa. That's just a stupid name. Wawa.
Wawa.
Everybody's like,
It
Sheets is
sounds like how they
Wawa is
talk.
better. I'm
though.
like, I'm like,
Yeah.
when I go to FCI, I know there's a Sheets not that far. Madison, I
it's-
think there's a Sheets not that far.
It's shit, dude. Wawa shit. Sheets.
Heaven.
Great goes great menus of everything. I knew it. I could feel heaven. She's in that region.
One strike.
Heaven. I haven't been to a Wawa lately. So I don't
I
know
haven't
if
been
they
to
changed.
Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's is a whole different game. Buc-ee's kills everybody, apparently. from what I
Buc-ee's
hear.
is like a resort gas station. Like,
It's like, I guess there's like a roller coaster in the center of it too. Like, it's massive, right? So I haven't been to a Wawa since 2014.
I don't like that comment.
Heaven. She is like Waffle House.
I love
I have
Waffle
never
House.
seen- that is called hate speech right there. That would have gotten me banned on TikTok right there. That would have gotten me banned.
Yeah, TikTok.
That is hate speech right there. I cannot. To compare it to Waffle
Heaven's
House.
not allowed at Adam Kimmell's locations ever again.
Oh, anyway, guys, this is a Midwestern goodbye. We could go on forever.
I know, right?
You're beautiful. You guys are beautiful. You're
We'll
amazing.
get you back on very soon, and I will see you in 75 days.
What? 75
days.
minutes?
75 days.
Oh my God. Like, what am I forgetting?
I'm gonna
75
teleport to
days, the countdown.
FBI.
No anxiety.
Have a good night, Adam.
Bye.
You
It
guys.
was nice meeting you.
Bye.
Nice meeting you too.
We'll see you soon. Oh my God. That was Adam Kimmell. You guys, almost 2.5 hours later. We're just ending the show. I almost don't have a voice. But Alicia will be back live Sunday night with Southern Fried Spirits. I think that's cool. Finally got it. So you all have a great night. Alicia will see you Sunday. I will be live throughout the night at Eloise, so check the Unturned Pages Facebook page, TikTok, wherever. I'll be live at Eloise doing some troubling investigating, trying to stay out of trouble because Michael Gagliano is with me. I can't foresee what's going to happen at Eloise with him. I think we're going to the zoo before we go to Eloise. So if he doesn't get eaten by an animal at the zoo, he will
I
be
think
with
he's
me
going
at
to become
Eloise.
an animal at the zoo.
Yeah. I don't have Mary Lynn Bass to join me this weekend to keep him out of trouble. So I'm the wrangler, I guess, now. In that job this weekend to keep him out of trouble. So I'm like, good luck.
And
But
I'm going to
we
be
will
going up to
fine.
Broadhead.
Yes, lucky you. Give Bill a big hope for me.
I will.
But everyone, Alicia will see you on Sunday. I will see you live from Eloise throughout the night. And we will be back. I'll be back together with her next Sunday, I think. Yeah. I think. I don't know. It's too late in the evening anymore.
Yes,
But
you're right. The 13th.
who do we have? That weekend?
Nate Elwell.
Oh, yes. Nathan. Yes. So we'll be back live. Alicia will be live Sunday. I will be live the following Sunday with her. And we we will see everyone then. Have a great night.